I get it.
8 o'clock in the morning, outside my motel room. 8 o'clock in the morning, good thing I don't have a gun. Leaf blower, holy, holy. Leaf blower, good thing I don't have a gun. 2:30 in the morning, the band has crashed at Sugar's house with all the windows open. Guess who's mowing his lawn? Drunk neighbor, speed freak neighbor, holy, holy. Drunk neighbor, meth head neighbor, good thing I don't have a gun. Gigged in San Antonio, got to sleep 4 a.m. Playing tonight up in Fort Worth. Who's outside my window? Wood chipper, holy, holy. Bass boomer, subwoofer, Dodge Charger, no muffler. Cat fighter, dog barker, chainsaw running, mother scratcher. Bad neighbor, good thing I don't have a gun.
Pointed up.
Got that NFL draft hangover, had the big party, of course, the entire year points.
And now the tragedy of our next pick's life before we get to the pick.
Oh, is that what was happening?
Yeah, everyone.
What? No. No.
It was a picture of the most ramshackle shack.
I swear to you, every day I pull in and I think, today I'm going to be a little bit more agreeable. I'm going to really,
I'm going to dress up for this and put on my bathrobe.
When Gene...
Oh, my gosh.
That was a future Raider in the bathrobe. It should be noticed, of course.
Yeah.
Gene and the kids at the school tell me about my temper, and they say, I can take this left foot and going to whop you upside. It's the Bob and Tom Show, live on Friday, April 24th, 2020.
That's today. Okay, good.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, Chick.
Hi, Josh. Hey, Chick. Hi, Ace. Chick. Hello, Tom.
Chick, happy birthday to my sister tomorrow.
Ah, Janny.
Jan, hope you're listening in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, and this is Tom calling Janny tomorrow to wish her happy birthday. Hi, Jan. Hi. Jan.
And headphones on, then I mute and turn on the vacuum, get some work done.
Happy birthday!
A lovely woman. Met her.
Yeah, she's very unbelievably friendly and outgoing.
Sweet woman.
Very social. That's what throws me. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, she's got her nice Instagram.
Yep. Great Instagram
Do
account.
it for the gram.
We'll have someone post that because I'm too sleepy to spell it right now.
Speaking of the gram,
or Jan.
Speaking of the gram, by the way, I'm watching the TV, enduring the core as I'm wont to do nowadays, and I look back and my golden retriever, my 70-pound golden retriever, Mrs. Monkey, she's about 6.5 years old. She's laying. One can only describe it as being sprawled out on the rug.
Yeah.
Akimbo.
Yeah, every once in a while they do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Like the 5 of clubs or something. Well, she's more red, probably the 5 of hearts. And she's doing... So I put up on Instagram, Mrs. Monkey talking to dirty boy dogs on the internet.
Want a little of this?
The Chick McGee. Yeah, if you'd like to see that.
It was very cute.
And I
saw
put it up, the video up on my TikTok. There you go, the Chick McGee. Okay. That's the only time I've mentioned it in 3 days, Joe.
That's fine. Yeah, no, that's good.
Oh, there's Pat.
there's,
Hey,
Pat.
Pat.
Oh, we got him tuned in.
Hey. Couldn't take it.
You don't feel pervy on the TikTok, do you?
No.
Okay.
Actually, after a while, you know what to scroll through. Just go, oh, this is going to be, and you go right through it. You don't really. I haven't really run up against a 17-year-old doing provocative dances. I don't think.
17's a high number.
Yeah, that's what the
TikTok.
that's the my theory is everything has a secret. Everything.
I thought you were going to say semen.
You know what semen is?
Well, what semen is, it only shows up for 17 and above.
Anyway, NFL draft last night. And boy, was it an uncomfortable moment when Roger Goodell was looking at the screen with the Zoom, and there were like 15 fans from various NFL teams, and they started booing him.
They did.
And he looked at the screen and started doing the, come on, let's hear you. And it was, this went from, this is kind of, wow, this is really sad. Like in 2 seconds, it was, yeah.
Times are tough. It's hard to figure out what to do.
Joe Burrow, your first pick.
Yeah, so I didn't watch too much of it, but I read an analysis of it, and it continues tonight. Is that the case?
Yep, 3 and 4 tonight, and then the rest tomorrow.
Okay. Any big surprises? Anything that?
No, not really. Like Ohio State has like 4 people in the first round or something like that.
Okay, well,
Chase and Okuda and Damon Arnett.
you know, sports are light when the second or third tier sports story today involves the size of the stripes on the Patriots' pants.
Oh.
Oh, they've got a lot of new teams introducing new uniforms this year.
Yeah,
or new look.
Apparently, they might have had the wrong pants on the picture or something. Oh, there's a lot more detail on Tom Brady walking into that guy's house.
Oh,
Guy sitting at the kitchen table and just innocent by himself, and Tom Brady walked into his house with a big duffel bag, and I guess he lives next door to one of the Tampa Bay coaches, and I guess their houses look exactly the same. And
gotcha.
Brady just got into Tampa, so we'll get an update on that. Big weekend plans, Josh?
No. Some grilling and
Was yesterday cutting the grass day for you?
Wednesday, yeah, it was great. Spent a ton of time out there. Yeah, it was awesome.
There's quite the photographic coverage of Josh mowing the yard.
Oh, yeah.
On the Instagram.
And people having fun photoshopping certain things into the photos. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Okay, all right.
One of the tigers from Tiger King is
Right.
helping him mow the yard.
I saw one where you had no pants on.
That was the original photo.
And Josh, if you would,
Tiger King, Tiger King.
can you give Tom the maniacal smile and wave
Well, Alsman was taking a picture of me from her deck, and
you've mastered?
Gave her
Look
the-
at that! How
Yeah.
nuts he looks!
I was
Instant.
happy, you know.
Yeah, good. Well,
Neighborly.
Congratulations. We have a lot of varied news to get to today. And is any other sports? I think I have one more for you that I just dug up.
World records. Vin Scully in the hospital, but he's going to be released today. We'll have that story and other stuff. As you said, Tom Brady. We'll talk about that. So there you go.
Began the show with the Asylum Street Spankers, and the tribute to the neighbor that we all have that either too late or way too early has the. I kind of rue the day that they invented the leaf blower. I don't know.
Unless you're
using it.
unless
man.
you're using it.
Yeah, I know, but
Great.
there was. I get that, but
One of my neighbors, every year, twice. I don't know why. Like in the fall and then, I guess in the spring, he's up on his roof with his leaf blower,
Cleaning out his gutters.
cleaning out the smart.
yeah, I mean, keeping the gutters clean.
Yep. Ultimate travel of sound
Otherwise,
travel. Yeah.
your basement may start leaking. There's a connection there.
Sure.
I know this.
So you'd be up on the roof with your leaf blower.
I wouldn't anymore, but back in the day, certainly.
Did you have poor Greg climb up there?
As a matter of fact, I did. Greg, my handyman, spoke to him yesterday.
And did it go like this? Now, Greg, you get up there on that roof and shinny up that ladder and something like that.
It's no shinnying. It's a proper ladder. And
Shimmy?
is it what is shinny?
Shinny?
Oh, yeah, I forget. Which is it? I forget.
You
it
shinny
shimmy?
up something.
It's
Shinny up,
yeah.
Shinny up, and then you shimmy. You're shaking your boobs.
Right. Well, shimmy.
Shimmy, Cocoa Bop. Shimmy, Bop.
Rock.
Do you remember that?
Jimmy Cocoa Butt.
It's
Shimmy
in
rock.
It's in big.
Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa
That's how
pop. Shimmy, shimmy. We'll see if we can dig that up. Lots of letters, and I'm going to try. I've been trying to get to some of these just this morning. You can reach us, Bob and Tom, at bobandtom.com from anywhere in the world, and we're broadcasting worldwide on American Forces Radio, coast to coast on a bunch of radio stations, and we are, of course, as part of our thing that we're doing during this coronavirus, where we've got the show posted on YouTube. Are we up already on that, Ace?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Lots of requests. I'm going to squeeze in a quick one. This is going out to all of the great truckers, trucking everything. I mean, everything. Don't forget, everything you touch at one point was probably in a truck. Yes, even your girlfriend. Maybe in the back of a pickup. Or
Man.
That's interesting. Yeah.
trying to make this a little more romantic.
Oh, I see. All right.
Okay, but this is the classic, the trucker classic, 8 of Haywood Banks. And I mentioned we opened with the song Leaf Blower. That was a request, by the way, from Tim, and like everyone else sheltering in place. He does write, P.S., no thank you, cable companies, for putting the final scores in the game that they are rebroadcasting. Let me save that.
What?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of a baseball game that was being rebroadcast, and the cool, they didn't go in and slice out any dated promos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were promoting them. Don't forget, coming up next Monday night, and it was Don Meredith and I forget whichever
Cosell
trio. It wasn't
Gifford?
Cosell, but that was kind of cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it was a game that was 25 years ago, whatever. Okay, well, if you want to reach us, once again, Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. One of the things you got to keep running, whatever's going to happen here, who knows. You got to keep your car, your truck running.
Yes, you do. And is it a car or truck, or is it a rolling computer? It's hard to tell these days.
Sure is.
Electronically controlled transmissions, touchscreen displays, dozens and dozens of sensors, and you can't fix any of these.
You ever
new
been
features
driving around
yourself.
and had your car radio suddenly start blasting?
Oh.
And you cannot get it to turn on or off, or
Nope, I've never had that
Nope.
problem.
I pulled
But
into a parking lot and turned the car off.
I can't imagine.
Completely off.
I can't imagine the trouble you run into. That's
So,
why
I mean,
you
it was
need
blasting.
Car Shield, Tom.
It was a computer thing I had to get fixed.
Car Shield has affordable protection plans that could save you thousands of dollars. Covered repair, including computers, GPS, electronics, and more. Car Shield gives you options others will not. You get to choose your favorite mechanic or dealership to do the work, and Car Shield takes care of the rest. You just sit back and relax. They also offer complimentary, you're very handsome, 24/7 roadside assistance.
That is complimentary.
Yeah, and a rental car while yours is being fixed. Get a load of that. Car Shield helped over 1 million customers drive with confidence. Boldly go into the day, wherever you might be going, and then turning around and back into your driveway. With Car Shield, America's #1 auto protection provider. For as low as $99 a month, You can protect yourself from surprises and save thousands for a covered repair. Call 800-CARS-6000 and mention the code TOM, or visit carshield.com and use the code TOM to save 10%. That's carshield.com. Use the code TOM. A deductible may apply.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, and I forgot when Tim requested the song Leaf Blower.
Yeah.
It was about how he's working at home now and on some kind of conference call. All of a sudden, he said, yes, it's our neighbors. Tom, every neighborhood has its own lawn queer.
Hey, coming up, he said, changing the topic.
That is a perfectly acceptable term.
Where do you think Jerry Jones would be during the NFL draft? Well, you're right. And wide receiver C.D. Lamb and his girlfriend were fighting live on TV last night.
Cool. Let's look forward to that.
Yep.
Coming right back, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark Allison here with you on a Friday, everybody. That's right, April 24th, 2020. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Bob and Tom Show. Mr. Skin, that's right, a sexpert, if you will, in the nudity in film world of genres, is going to be joining us today with an update, if you will. We'll find out what Mr. Skin has to say and how his stay-at-home orders are going as well, and how business is. I bet it's picked up a little bit. People stuck at home looking for something to do. Mr. Skin, and I believe comedian Drew Hastings also will join us, the gentleman farmer, former mayor in Ohio of a small town there. We'll look forward to talking with Drew Hastings as well, right here on a Friday on Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Rolling Stones are releasing a new song called Living in a Ghost Town. Mick Jagger say they felt the song would resonate through the times we're living in right now. The band say they created the song in Los Angeles, London, and in isolation. Parks and Recreation is making a comeback, but it's for one episode only and for a good cause. The original cast of the sitcom reuniting for a COVID-19 related fundraiser. It will feature Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, and Adam Scott, plus the rest of the bunch, and air Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Storyline dovetails with the coronavirus crisis as Poehler's character Leslie Knope tries to stay in touch with her buds while following social distancing rules. Donations made during the show will go to Feeding America's COVID-19 Response Fund. And in Iowa, Ashton Kutcher was asked by Governor Kim Reynolds to do a PSA urging residents to stay home. While there, he ended up telling her about a friend with ties to a testing company, and that firm has now ended up with a $26 million no-bid deal with Iowa to do COVID-19 tests. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
You got two choices. Death is your first choice.
Well.
Oh, no.
Second, something we call ooh-goo. First fella says, well, I don't know what ooh-goo is, but it's got to be better than death. All the men from the tribe grab the man, take him a few feet away, and boy, oh boy, if they don't start making mad love to him right there.
Ooh.
Just aggressive. Finally, after a day or so of this, the chief looks at the other feller and says, so, what's it going to be for you? The guy says, well, after what I just saw, I'm going to go with death. The chief looks at him and says, death it is. But first, ooh-goo.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7. It's not on air, it's online.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Your girl complains about the way you love her. It's just the same old mattress dance each time. Nothing's ever new. Wham bam and you are through. Well, why not try these moves I found online? Do the Cleveland steamer or try the donkey punch. The old Egyptian tea bag could be the perfect lunch. She'll love a Gaylord Perry or the old rusty trombone and a German knuckle cake will really make her moan. She thinks you're immature and sometimes boring. So spice things up and cruise the internet. Google will retrieve some things you won't believe. So give your girl a night she won't forget. Do the dirty Sanchez or try the change machine. The Pasadena mudslide will really make her scream.
That's right. All right, Christy. 6:20 at Q.
What was that?
Order up. It's the Bob and Tom
She's
Show.
on the phone.
I'm trying to pay for some lumber. It's a long story. You know,
What do you say? You doing?
I love it.
Doing phone sex? Make some extra money?
no, I was on the phone with
My puppy dog was doing yesterday. The Corps got her online.
I was on the phone with Home Depot. It's a long story. My credit card keeps getting denied. I don't know why. It's
Well, I'm sure things
That
will
worked
be
for me
exciting.
yesterday.
thanks.
Worked fine.
Really? Me too.
Yeah, Godwin had it. It was his day with it, right?
God, that blonde wig was itchy. The glasses look kind of nice.
Damn.
Yes, I'd like some lumber.
Nothing's easy.
My name's Christy. I put on a few pounds. You know, this go around.
That's what I went wrong. I didn't disguise my voice.
There you go. Yeah.
Christy Lee.
How about a quick forecast?
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sun and clouds today, high 68, cloudy overnight, low 50, and then we have rain on Saturday.
I'm sorry, that's not acceptable. How about Sunday?
Few morning showers, sunshine late in the day though.
Okay,
and a
very
high
good.
of 55. Right now, 49
What about
degrees.
Sunday?
I just
That's
said
what
that.
it was. Yeah,
You weren't paying attention.
Saturday sucks then? Thanks, perfect. Thanks,
Yeah,
God.
sorry.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Sorry, I'm just working on some electronic stuff over here. You'll have to forgive me.
You got your soldering iron and all that.
Yeah, Dean and I were working on Christy's mic. She's in the next room now.
You know what's ironic about this?
Christy, can you try saying something?
Yeah, I've been trying to pay.
She must have.
You see how the
She
mic?
must have felt it before we heard it.
I was so used to being shocked.
The mic didn't pick it up. There's a short in it, Dean. I could see
even
it,
for me.
but
What the hell's going on?
I couldn't hear it.
I'm so used to being
No,
shocked.
see, we mic'd the electrocution system. Okay, sorry.
Oh, hey, my bank just approved that.
Okay, good. Thank you. That was exciting. Where are we? I know. It's the 24th of April, 2020. And our engineer, of course, is Ace Cosby. He's got his he's got his Raiders cap on today. We'll find out how the Raiders did in the NFL draft.
A+.
Oh. You like what they did? Okay.
A class act, too. The guy sitting at home in his bathrobe. Accepting.
Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing him in a mugshot. Let's see. Chick McGee across the way. There's Josh. I'm Tom. There's Pat. Looking good today. You fixed the light. Very nice.
Pat, that's the best lighting yet. Don't muck with it.
Pat, you look
It's
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
There
don't
you go.
know.
Oh, chick.
Does look good.
Yeah.
Looks very, very, very sexy in there, Pat. You're starting to get some of those, what do they call them? What is it? DTFs? What is the hell, you guys?
You got
DTF.
anybody sliding into your DMs?
Yeah, that's what
sorry,
you say.
DMs.
Oh, yeah.
Sliding into the DMs, yeah.
DTF.
If they slide in, they slide right out. I'll tell you
I think
that.
that's an airport in Dallas, DTF.
Oh, no,
that's
DTF means down to...
Down. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
DFW.
DFW.
Oh, DFW is the airport, yeah.
Hey, baby. Want to do a little DFW?
Once again, we're
Dallas,
doing,
Fort Worth?
doing the show 20 years from the home. No, DFW.
So I said we got the ATM, and next thing I know,
Holy hell.
I didn't think I'd like it, but anyway, that's when he caught the Ebola.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, you're not supposed to.
Right.
Sorry. You got to gargle before you. Well, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. We want to hear from you. Where are you? What are you doing? How's life? Anything we can do to help you out with some music or something like that? See what we can do. Now, earlier, we were talking about shimmying up a tree. Is that
Shinny.
Shinning.
You shinny up a tree? Is that right?
You do, yeah. Most people would say shimmy, I think.
Yeah.
But
Say shimmy.
the correct word is shinny.
And shimmy is when
Really?
you stick something under something,
Well, like
right?
a shim, I'm aware
Yeah.
it's like a doorstop.
Right.
But the shimmy Cocoa Bop, of course, is Little Anthony and the
Oh,
Imperials.
I thought it was Cocoa Butt.
Yeah.
Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Sitting in a native hut all alone in blue.
You gotta love Little Anthony. Great diction. Mm-hmm. Hear how he hits that P.
Yeah, I've never heard this.
Biting off those words.
Oh, you've never heard Shimmy Shimmy?
No,
Cocoa
I've
Bop?
only heard it sung, and I've always heard Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Pa,
I always
and
thought
then
it was
Shimmy Shimmy Rock is
Cocoa Butt.
what I heard. But I've never heard the original song.
Cocoa
so
Bop?
It's good to know the real.
The Cocoa Bop kind of sounds like the Cocoa Butt, the famous wrestling move, of course.
Right.
Advanced culturally by Bobo Brazil,
Brazil.
Oh, the
who
Cocoa
I
Butt.
Yeah.
got to meet. It's very exciting for me.
Right.
Well, isn't Mr. Brazil the man that stole your sandwich,
Stole my
Christy?
Monte Cristo. I'll never forget it.
Oh, that's like a title of a
I love
like
the
an
Monte
F. Scott
Cristo.
Fitzgerald
God, so
short
do I.
story.
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah,
the
or-
beef?
Bobo stole my Monte
Or a Hunter
Cristo.
S. Thompson essay, the time Cocoa Brazil stole my money.
Oh, yeah. Then I soaked
You
the
don't
floor
need
mats
that.
in ether.
Monte Cristo.
Brazil and the Monte Cristo.
Is the Monte Cristo the beef
Ham and
Manhattan?
cheese.
Oh, no.
The ham and cheese with the powdered sugar on it.
What's
Yeah.
the
Deep
roast
fry
beef,
it.
roast beef sandwich and mashed potatoes and
Manhattan.
gravy over the whole thing?
Beef Manhattan.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah.
You'd probably like a Monte Cristo, too.
Something, I am starving right now, and we can't go out for breakfast anymore.
I have some grilled chicken
We're
thighs.
talking about.
McDonald's is open.
Want some Yardbird?
Yeah, I brought in some fresh Yardbird.
Ooh.
Okay, great. I may have to take you up on
We
that.
got some.
I
got
didn't
some,
mean it. I didn't mean it.
Oh, okay.
got
some venison.
Got some cackleberries in there too.
Well, I've got
Cackleberries.
I've got the new coffee here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, me too, and it's causing me to sweat. Is
Well,
it
this-
causing you to sweat?
No, but it's
I'm not
causing
sure
me
I-
to yell at somebody at Home Depot in the middle of the in the middle of the night.
It's not poor Jeff. It's my card fault, but
Okay,
I'll be calling him back on the
feeling
break.
kind of a weird sphincter thing, but
Oh,
it's
Oh,
lovely.
boy. Just keep it.
Tell me
Keep
everything.
it tight.
Okay, now let's just continue the song, shall we? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Little Anthony and the Imperials.
Sitting in a native hut wondering what to do.
Sitting in a native hut,
Yes, wondering what to
wondering
do.
what to do.
They said I could pick death or I could pick Ugu.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a 22-hour callback, and that is well worth the wait.
Hey, Josh, I'll take Dad.
Death it is.
Yeah, okay.
But first, Ugu.
Oh no! The Ogo
It's a
is-
joke,
Ugo
a
is
classic
very
joke
good.
retold by Josh yesterday. By the way, now receiving a lot of windbag criticism on the punchline.
Yes, I got that too.
Apparently, there's some
Sorry,
dispute
Josh.
as to the punchline of this
Crowbar in
classic
the-
joke.
Yeah.
That's okay. I stand by my version.
And I stand by Josh's version. I stand by him standing by.
Yeah, and this is one of those jokes. It's about the telling. It's
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
it's
sure.
the journey.
Right,
If
right.
you see it in cold type, not that funny.
Right.
It's character building
Yeah.
and creation, and then both versions are funny. Shall we continue with Mr. Imperial? Little Anthony?
Along came a native girl, did a native dance. It was like in paradise, put me in a trance.
So now you see, once again, we have
Yeah, the native girl put him in a train.
native peoples.
Kind of lost me there. I didn't.
Yeah, the native girl
first
comes
part.
by. He's bored. This guy's bored in the native hut.
Uh-huh.
The native girl comes by, does a
Dance.
dance. Now he's in a trance, and then what happens?
When shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa
Key change.
pop, shimmy, shimmy, pop. Join her in her dancing spree.
And then I think it leads to illicit sexual activity.
Oh, how about that?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's very graphic, doesn't it?
Yeah, the shimmy move is, yeah. Anyway.
God, we're not on the air, are we?
No,
Good Lord. What a
Practice
mess.
show.
It's a great song. Now, could we get over to the sports section?
Yeah,
possibly?
we've got the sports. We got the NFL draft last night, and Roger Goodell was hosting from his basement.
Yeah.
And he did not disappoint. You remember 5 years ago when Marcus Mariota was drafted in the NFL, and pretty much everybody in the free world knew how to pronounce Marcus Mariota's name, except the commissioner.
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah. So,
Not since John Travolta.
Adele Dazeem.
Odell Hakeem Hadad.
Zuby Klongersheik.
And here he was last night.
We thought it would be fitting here at pick 19 as the Las Vegas Raiders welcome their second selection to make a special announcement. As you may know, we are scheduled to host a draft in in Vegas this year. And we thank so many for the effort they put forth to prepare that possibility.
Oh, boy.
And we think you deserve another shot. So we're happy here to announce that tonight, the Las Vegas Raiders will host the 2020 NFL Draft.
Bless his heart.
That's the kind of excitement I wanted to know.
But don't you?
I've been holding my breath whether we're going to do this next year.
Don't you get the feeling though right away? Right away.
2020. And he said 19 in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's 2021. Yeah, he stops in the 19 draft to tell you about the 2020 draft coming up, but we're in the 2020 draft.
What? Give me 4 or 5 actors or actresses that are really knowledgeable about the NFL, telegenic, and just who are the biggest NFL fans that are in the acting world or singing or.
I think Matthew McConaughey's a big Redskins fan.
Why not say,
that.
Matt? Why don't you come host this thing?
Kevin Hart's a big
have
NFL
a pro do it. Yeah, sure.
Kevin Hart was on the Zoom last night.
Well, the NFL can't afford that sort of celebrity.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Not.
But right away, if you've done any sort of hosting like this, you know you get a feeling he's in trouble.
We thought it would be fitting here at pick 19 as the Las Vegas Raiders welcome their second selection to make a special announcement. As you may know, we are scheduled to host a draft in Dallas, in Vegas this year.
So, Heisman Trophy winner LSU quarterback Joe Burrow taken by the Bengals with the first pick in the NFL draft. Burrow at home with his mom and dad rocking the 740 area code.
That's a great story.
Shirt from Ohio.
I hope he does great.
Yeah, he's from Athens, Ohio, right down the road.
He's done a lot. That is a struggling community, and he's done a lot. I'm rooting for him.
Sure. And check out his numbers from last year. Of course, the Tigers won the national championship. Over 76% of his passes completed for 5,600 yards.
They say he's the true Tiger King.
60. Tiger King. Tiger King and Tiger King. Tiger King.
Oh, I like that version.
Tiger King and
It's now available, by the way, in SoundCloud as a ringtone.
Tiger King.
My son Sam.
Tiger King.
A little bored one afternoon.
Tiger King. Tiger King and Tiger King. Tiger King and Tiger King.
Come on, baby.
Tiger King and Tiger King.
I'm the Tiger King.
Tiger King and Tiger King.
He's on stripes.
Tiger King and Tiger. Oh, I want Tiger on the mirror.
That's great stuff. Thank you, Sam.
Does his girlfriend still live with him after he spent time recording that?
Like 6 days.
You want to shut that off?
Stop it! Remember the great story of J.D. Souther when Jackson, he lived on top of or below Jackson Brown?
Yeah.
When they were both starting out.
The guys from one of the couple of guys from the Eagles.
I think it might have been Glenn Fry. And Jackson Brown was writing Dr. My Eyes, and he said, man, if I heard the piano intro to that one more time, I was going to go up there and beat the hell out of Jackson.
He would play it hour after hour, but it ends up being a work of genius.
Of course. Also last night in the NFL draft, Oklahoma Sooners C.D. Lamb, wide receiver.
Where?
You don't see
there.
Lamb?
You don't see Lamb?
I don't see the lamb. I see the sheep. Oh, by the way, we've got a great sheep update coming up today. I'm so excited.
Remember the great Carson Karnak? Sis boom ba. What sound does a sheep make when it explodes? Boom. Okay. Anyway, C.D. Lamb on screen as they all were last night from home. Remember, they got their kits. They got the TV camera. They got cameras. They got phones. And he was on the couch, as you could see, with his girlfriend last night. And first of all, CD has 2 cell phones.
Right.
Well, is one of them one that was sent by the NFL?
The way he tries to snatch it out of her hand when she takes it from him, and she's trying to check it. I'm guessing no. And now, of course, with our fabulous internet, it's a meme.
Wow.
Where she snatches the phone from his.
He takes it right back. Says, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
That's no good.
So for the rest of the evening, she's got the RBF just rocking.
And I hear she will never get in an elevator. She's strictly going to be an escalator gal.
That's wise, yeah.
Hey, and
you did an NFL, or you?
Speaking of C.D. Lamb, he was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys by Jerry Jones, and guess where Jerry Jones was conducting his draft?
Bathroom?
From his yacht. That's right, from his yacht.
Well, he's social distancing.
Why not, right? Yeah, he's in international waters. There you go. Chase Young taken second by the Washington Redskins. Chase, of course, from DeMatha High School there in Maryland. He's a lifelong Redskins fan, actually.
And great name.
Like to see that happen. He's got to be chasing quarterbacks.
Chase Young. Used to be Joe Namath's.
Not too young.
Joe Namath's nickname. and some of the members of Led Zeppelin.
Buckeyes corner.
That's actually a fake name, by the way. His real name is Chase Barely Legal, but they thought Young would be a little more. Why would a last name be Barely Legal? Like, that's the joke.
I don't know. But isn't there a magazine?
Chip gave you the swing and a miss look. I thought it was heartily funny.
Isn't there a magazine called Finally Legal?
Oh,
to imply waiting.
Yeah, that's problematic.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They have a draft, too.
Why don't they just shut them down? I don't know
Finally
the room
legal.
they shoot them in. Just on their name alone.
Freedom.
You buy a copy of that, you're on a list.
Ohio State defensive back Jeff Okudah went to the Lions. Poor guy.
Okudah?
And
Okudah Matata?
Okudah Matata.
Okudah Matata?
That was a generational thing there.
Okudah Matata.
Oh, yeah. I did Akuta to Buta in honor of the great Jay Giles band, live version
Giants
in Detroit.
Giants picked up Georgia offensive tackle Andrew Thomas, who's like 6'6", 350 or so, and can
run
in 3 feet of water. I've seen this. He jumps out of the swimming pool onto the concrete. What is that? The walkway there, the side of the pool.
Wow.
He jumps out of the pool.
Not easy.
Onto the side of the pool.
What?
Straight in the air. Talk about explosive.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's handy if you're playing a game in a really severe thunderstorm.
It signifies explosive.
Oh, I see.
Leg strength.
It's one of the measurables that they use in the NFL. That you Philistine.
I'm sure he's very good.
And somewhere Roy Wood is smiling. The Miami Dolphins grabbed Alabama quarterback Tua. Aloha. Aloha.
And his brother, Awana.
With,
Awana.
Yeah, they're related, of course, to the great Lawrence Welk, because there's Awana and a Tua.
You have to know so much about that. How Welk speaks, who Lawrence Welk is.
Yeah, well, coming up today, I've got a very obscure. Coming up today, there is a very obscure Myron Florian reference.
Okay.
Oh
I'd have to Google that.
That was the accordion player on the Lawrence Welk.
Oh, okay.
Bobby and Sissy.
Yeah, there's an obscure Myron Florian reference that may or may not make it to the air. For those of you who know who he is, if it does make it.
He was the accordion player on Lawrence Welk. Yeah.
Remember the guy, the accordion player?
Come on, get out.
I don't remember his name. I remember the accordion player.
Oh, I remember disliking the accordion so
Remember
much.
Bobby and Sissy? Weren't they on Mickey Mouse Dancers or something? And they were on Lawrence Welk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah.
They used to do it.
Big teeth.
Oh,
he had big teeth.
As my dad would say, a mouthful of teeth.
Yeah, but you'd be, you're a rock and roll kid, and all of a sudden this old guy on TV, and now the accordion stylings of Myron Florian. And,
I know this question has been posed. This question has been made before, but where was he from that he had that accent?
North Dakota, I think.
Yeah, North Dakota.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I think it was probably he's probably Eastern European or something and settled there and his parents
where he
spoke that
came
way.
from.
Who knows? Now, we'll get to that obscurity coming up later on today. And more exciting stuff, including some pretty cool requests. And we'll get back with those soon. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Mark Allison with you on a Friday. It is April 24th, 2020. Thanks so much for joining us today. Comedian Drew Hastings is going to be joining us via Zoom. We'll catch up with Drew, find out how his stay-at-home is going. Of course, Drew, the father of a new son, I believe less than a year old, and celebrity sexpert Mr. Skin's going to be checking in as well. We'll see how things going with him. Mr. Skin and Drew Hastings on the way on a Friday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Heisman Trophy winner LSU quarterback Joe Burrow taken by the Cincinnati Bengals with the first pick in the NFL draft last night. Burrow led the LSU Tigers to the national championship in a record-setting season. 76.3% of his passes completed for over 5,600 yards, 60 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. Washington Redskins had the second pick. They chose Ohio State defensive end Chase Young. Jeff Okudah, also from Ohio State, defensive back, went to the Detroit Lions with the third pick. NCAA is moving closer to allowing Division I athletes to earn money from endorsements and sponsorship deals they can strike on their own as early as next year. Recommended rule changes that would clear the way for athletes to earn money from their names, images, and likeness are being reviewed by college sports administrators this week before being sent to the NCAA Board of Governors. And from Los Angeles, retired Dodgers broadcaster Vin Scully has been hospitalized after falling at his Los Angeles area home. The team says the 92-year-old fell Tuesday, taken to the hospital for observation. He is resting comfortably and is expected to be released soon. Scully joked that he won't be doing any headfirst sliding anytime soon. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Have you ever encountered a movie and been confused by its title?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Well, usually the creative minds behind the biggest blockbusters find a name that is both appropriate and memorable. But sometimes it takes a few tries to arrive at the best title. For instance, the movie Gone with the Wind. The in-production titles, Oops, My Hat Flew Off. And the equally inappropriate, That Patio Umbrella Done Just Blowed Away, mister.
Oh, God.
And the Hitchcock classic, Vertigo. The original title, Me Standy Uppy Too Quickie.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Comedy via your computer. Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I wake up, the birds are singing, not a cloud up in the sky. Hey, this is really good coffee. Man, I'm a happy guy. Then suddenly the phone rings and my smile fades away. As I listen to you talking, you ruin another day. Who cracked in your cornflakes? Who peed in your tea? Who rained on your parade? And why the hell are you telling me? You've got good looks and money too, but that's not good enough for you. Who cracked in your cornflakes? Who peed in your tea? You're whining 'cause you're gaining weight and you're getting older. Your ass will never be as big as the chip that's on your shoulder. Killjoy and party pooper are the words that come to mind. 'Cause you wake up every morning with a bug up your behind. Bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch, that's all you ever do. I'd rather take a bullet than have to listen to you. Who crapped in your cornflakes? Who peed in your tea? Who rained
You got your panties in a wad. I wanna die, please take me, God.
Who cracked in your cornflakes? Who peed in your tea? Who cracked in your cornflakes?
Hi, 645 on the button at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
She's cute as a button.
And I got my lumber paid for. Thank you.
Thank goodness. Our long national nightmare is
Yes,
finally
it is.
over.
For the rest of us, could we have the hardwood forecast?
Yeah, Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Mix of sun and clouds today, high 68. Enjoy it because we have rain coming this weekend and cooler temperatures. Right now, 49.
Coming up in a few minutes, an incredibly obscure local reference. Thank you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's take attendance, shall we? Duke Tomato on the guitar. Oh, yeah. Nice little shuffle. In this room, 4 men. The first.
Genetically. I'm talking about me.
No.
In this room,
You're all
genetically,
men.
they would be considered 4 men.
Assigned men at birth, yes.
Yes. Levels of maturation, suspect.
Yeah.
7,
The
8 years
tallest. He's tall, dark, and handsome. He's Ace Cosby, our engineer. Ace, good morning, sir.
Time to rock.
Oh,
I think the 4 of us are virtually the same height.
Pretty
I'm
close.
just over 6. I think Ace is, aren't you 6'2"?
6'2", a twist of steel, and sex speed.
Where did that come from?
Whoa.
You got your own slogan?
Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake, all the wrestlers.
Okay. Chick McGee, also tall, dark, and handsome.
Well, not as dark as I'd like. I haven't been out in the
I
sun.
thought you were saying not as dark as Ace. Thank you.
No, I was going to say not as dark as I like to be.
Really?
Yeah, he likes to be tan.
Yeah, we're doing by skin tone in this room. Then you'd get to Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Who's lighter than you, is what I meant to say.
And then you and Pat are, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I'm lighter than Pat.
Pat's a little more of a...
Pat has more of a...
Native American hue.
Well, I think that's the lighting
Indigenous
areas.
glow to me.
Yeah, and the residual years of booze give him that pink glow.
Long time ago, Tommy.
Well,
last week.
I don't want to get into any details, but let's see where we're. Oh, that was so we've continued the circle here. Mr. Godwin, it looks like he's in the room here. It's kind of cool. This new technology. Pat is elsewhere, about a mile away from us, but keeping our social separation.
If we move the monitor down the counter there, that's where
he'd be in the normal spot.
Yeah.
And pretty soon we'll be able to do that with, what do they call them? Is it holograms?
Yeah.
That'll be next.
Would you go see the Pat Godwin hologram tour?
Wow. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, I have never been to one of those things. They've got what's the big one? They've got Buddy Holly and Roy Orbison.
Mm-hmm. Didn't Whitney Houston do one?
Yeah, it's just the whole thing, and it's so creepy.
And didn't Dio do one?
Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
Isn't Dio like 4 feet tall or something?
No, he's
crazy
6
thing?
feet under.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's short, is what I'm trying to say.
The kid's the key. Short.
Well, now he's about 2 feet tall, yes, and room temperature. But the point is...
No, probably a little cooler. Thanks for letting me finish the intros.
Okay.
Christy Lee's in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom at the news desk. Our last exciting draft story involves some guy who was drafted because he can stand in 3 feet of water and jump onto the pool deck.
Oh, dude, that's It's so hard.
Oh, I'm sure. You've
seen the guy. You've seen
drafted
the guy,
first, of course, by Marco Polo.
box jumping, and they do that. That's the way to get. Anyway, in case you missed the NFL draft last night, Burrow goes number 1 to the Bengals. Chase Young number 2 to the Redskins. Jeff Okudah to Detroit. Andrew Thomas, that unbelievably athletic gentleman we were talking about, offensive lineman.
How does
Miami
Andrew spell his last name?
I'm sorry. And to the Giants, Andrew Thomas went to Giant. Okudah is
it T-H-O?
O-K-U-D-A-H. Okudah.
And he's going to Detroit.
Yep.
Which is where the famous Jay Giles band live recording of Must Have Got Lost was recorded that has the Reputa Debuta line in it.
And the Aloha watch is over. He is now a Miami Dolphin. So there you go.
So are you happy with your Redskins?
Yes, I'm very happy with that.
Oh, good.
Yes, very, very
happy. Good.
That's great.
We'll see. Thank you. You can order a jersey right now if you guys would like to dive in.
Oh, did you already buy one?
I can't say.
Oh, my gosh, you did.
Of course I did.
I wonder if...
home and away.
Did they already give him a number and everything?
Not yet, but So as soon as they get a number, it'll be shipped out.
I wonder if it'll be interesting to see the ratings to see if it.
Oh, I bet it did great.
If it did, and to see if the sales are more than usual because so many people are stuck.
I think normally, and don't quote me on that, I think the NFL draft normally gets like 10s or 11s on like a normal draft season.
But how do they do that? It's on ABC, ESPN, NFL Network.
I think that it was because of the virus that it was. But it's been on ESPN and NFL Network forever. I don't think ABC's ever covered it like they did last night. But ABC was, all over it.
So back to Mr. What is it? Bermuda? What is it?
Jeff Okudah, defensive back, best defensive back in the draft. Some say.
Jeff Okudah.
I'm one of them. Yes.
Now I'm about to play something. Are you familiar with the Jay Giles Band?
Of course.
Ohio State Buckeye.
The Woofer Toofer. Peter Wolf, who's been a guest in our studio several times.
Don't try to do it.
I can't do it
as well as Pete.
Mr. Wolf is excellent at this.
He is, yeah.
And this was recorded in Detroit.
Yeah, this thing's amazing.
So I'm hoping they pick that. I'll just play a little snippet of it for you. The Jay Giles Band. I believe, is this from Blow Your Face Out? I think it is.
Take your big curls and just squeeze them down, Ratumba. What's the name of that chick with the long hair? Rapunzel. Hey, Rapunzel. Hey, Reputa. Reputa the Buta. Hey, Reputa the Buta.
There you go. Hey, Reputa the Buta. We talked to Peter Wolf about that, and he said that once that album came out, because that was just an ad lib, the whole thing. Once the album came out, he had to go back and memorize that because people wanted to hear it. But you can hear him. He goes out of character and goes, "What's the name of that chick?"
Well, I'd like to apologize to Hawkeye Nation. It's not Andrew Thomas who jumps out of the pool, although I bet he could. It is Tristan Wilf.
Tristan Shandy.
I say 5 o'clock. We all have Tristan Shandy.
Tristan Shandy. Hello, yes.
He's the one who jumps out of the pool, and I want to hear Tom's reaction watching this live. It's in slow motion. He's an offensive lineman from Iowa. He's now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And he jumps flat-footed out of the pool onto the side.
Oh,
Just
man.
explodes out of the...
A, that's incredible, and B, how does his knee not explode?
I don't know. That's a big
and the
man.
weight of the water on top of everything.
That's a big,
that's-
agile...
That's a trick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Trick.
You think it's a magic trick? You think...
No, it's not a trick.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I don't think Tom meant it like that. You know that's real, right?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I guess you have to start at the really shallow end and work your way up.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
you mean in the kiddie pool?
Deeper, yeah.
You kick the kids out of the way and try to do it in the kiddie pool?
I think you can do it in the kiddie pool.
Hey,
I could do it in the kiddie pool.
Here's a worm opener. What do I want to say?
You did great, Chuck.
Okay, thank you, Josh. The NCAA, I'm not taking questions, by the way.
Why not?
Start over. Go ahead.
The NCAA is moving closer to... The NCAA is moving closer to allowing Division I athletes to earn money from endorsements and sponsorship deals they can strike on their own as early as next year. Recommended rule changes that would clear the way for athletes to earn money from their names, images, and likeness are being reviewed by college sports administrators this week before being sent to the NCAA board
for immediate
of governors
veto.
No, they got to do this.
It'll be ratified.
The courts have made it clear that they better get this organized or else.
More sports coming up, including world records and Vin Scully update. He's fine, but we'll have
great new world record. I'm really excited about this one.
Not at all. Not at all. But
we could recreate this one.
We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Not it.
We wouldn't get the record, but I mean, we could have some fun with this.
So
also,
we could actually do it.
Your requests, not at the skill level of a David Rush.
Oh,
that's who it is.
Yeah, of course that's who it is. The man's a
It's
genius.
about time he got some publicity.
He's a great guy. He's showing people they can do things. Hey, Pat, how's the guitar today? Well, I think we want to come back with a song, okay?
I'd love to, yeah.
Okay, good.
You know, I'd like to hear your guitar and you accompany yourself on the piano. Could that happen?
Yeah, can we do that?
I could do that. Yeah, sure.
Like, can't you set the piano, the keyboard to some sort of repeating phrase, and then you play along with it?
You mean like a loop thing?
Yeah, like a loop thing.
Or you could wake up Jimmy and just have him.
He's going to wake up any second.
Jimmy's like Beetlejuice. He say his name 3 times.
Yesterday, all of a sudden, Pat's little boy goes sprinting by the chair.
And all we hear is Godwin go, Jimmy!
Pat loses his mind.
He shushed him like a librarian.
God, it was hilarious. Hey, look, these are different times.
It's great.
These times are very real.
Yeah,
and we appreciate all the people out there working hard right now, and those that are lucky enough to be able to work. We're going to come back with some really cool stuff, and we've got some great news and some interesting things in the world of names again today when we return. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Want to share something? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Apologies going out to you, Bob and Tom 24/7 listeners. We did have a glitch in the Matrix yesterday, unfortunately. We had some sort of an update in our computer system, and suddenly Bob and Tom 24/7 went away yesterday for a few hours, but we've fixed the glitch in the Matrix. Everything's back up and running, and hopefully we won't have any more issues moving forward. But again, our apologies, Bob and Tom 24/7. It's supposed to be up there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But at any rate, again, our apologies from the Frigamall building to you if there was any sort of stress involved yesterday when the feed wasn't coming through. But again, everything dialed in and good to go, and more of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Congress has delivered a nearly $500 billion infusion of coronavirus spending, almost unanimously rushing new relief to employers and hospitals buckling under the strain of the pandemic. The president, Donald Trump, is scheduled to sign the bill during a White House ceremony later today. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden is calling on Congress to provide enough money for every state to allow voters to cast a mail ballot this November amid the coronavirus pandemic. Biden told donors during an online fundraiser yesterday that, quote, we have to make it easier for everybody to be able to vote, particularly if we are still basically in the kind of lockdown circumstances we are in now. And we know drinking and driving don't mix, especially in the Washington, D.C. area, where a tractor trailer carrying more than 4,000 cans of beer struck a guardrail early Sunday morning, sending both beer and cans over several lanes of the Capitol Beltway. It took several hours to clean up the mess. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Last call, announced the barkeep, and then their eyes did meet. Betty, the bearded lady, and Tom the 4-inch freak. No relation to you, Tom. Tom lowered his voice and made a pass. What are you doing later? Betty thought as she stroked her beard. Nothing, sweet potato. People pointed, jokes were made, but it fell on 4 deaf ears. Tom thrust his tiny shoulders back and ignored the painful jeers. Betty, he said, the world can be such a cruel, unfeeling place. She said, I know, my little pumpkin, and kissed his tiny face. She carried him through the parking lot to the woods that lay beyond. Never before had either felt such an instant common bond. Betty, he said, gazing down at his tiny platform shoe. Tonight I would like nothing more than to make sweet love to you. She said, I'm a virgin. He said, so am I. She said, don't you think that's weird? He said, not really. I'm 4 inches tall and, you got the beard. She pressed him tight against her bosom. He inhaled her perfumed air. He covered her neck with tiny hickeys and stroked her facial hair. The moonlight danced off his cowboy hat. She giggled and she swayed. She undid his tiny rhinestone belt. A cricket looked away. She set him down, unzipped her dress, still tipsy from the booze. She tripped, pulling off her panties, and crushed him with her shoes. Bearded Betty never married. Her mistake sure took its toll. She still owns that pair of shoes, and Tom's still in her soul.
Hello, you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. This has been Chick McGee speaking.
And then the thing between your
frenulum.
back door and your
What?
genitalium is the perineum. Is that what it is? Perineum?
Perineum.
Okay.
Perineum. Just refer to it as the...
That's like an azalea.
In slang, can we use the word taint instead of
The
the
taint,
back
of course.
door?
My husband calls it the beach.
The beach.
Really?
You can almost hear.
Hey, let's have a little picnic at the beach.
Why does he call it the beach?
I don't know why.
That little area down there is the
You mean
beach?
he goes, oops, I hit the beach. Is that what he says?
No, when we've
Does
talked
he,
about this subject before.
Does
and
he like it?
said,
Does he like it when you're on the beach? Does he like you to?
Said
He likes it on the beach.
that,
You
he
play
lives
with
in
it?
a different century
You
than
play
me.
with his
so,
beach?
No, I'm
likes
just
it when
saying
you
that's
play
what
with
he
the
calls
beach.
that area.
And what? How does that come up in conversation? As general rule. Pass the salt, by the way. My beach itches. What?
All right, man, let's hit the beach.
I could never figure this out. They're telling me it's a crime for...
7:02 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
That is correct, and that is Christy Lee.
Yeah.
Just off the phone, apparently. Little credit card issue. I don't know what happened. When Josh and I used it yesterday, it was just working great.
Perfect, yeah.
Well, you must have charged it up.
And by
because-
the way, Josh, that was a nice color you picked for that car.
Thank you very much.
God.
Yeah, I think it,
And I think it was a good idea getting the better tires
I agree.
and the larger wheels.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you
sometimes extra money is money well spent.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
It's all good now.
And the undercoating, yeah.
Lumber's coming.
Are you kidding me?
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. A mix of sun and clouds today. High 68 or 69. Cloudy tonight down to 50. Rain this weekend, and cooler.
Great.
I can't help the weather.
Thanks.
Monday and Tuesday look
Read
decent.
the room, God. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's see, here we are on the 24th of April, 2020. The times of the quarantine.
I'm starving.
I was thinking big picture misery.
Somebody feed her.
Christy, feed that girl.
Christy's hungry.
I'm hungry.
She's thirsty.
Ace and I brought in our own breakfasts.
Well, look at you two.
Very satiated.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now we're using big words.
Whoa. I'm going to take him as a sign of disrespect.
I'd like a satiated sandwich.
This your boy?
I like that word.
You just got messed up with him.
This is interstitial music, Mr. Satiated. Now beat that with another word, huh? Where was I? Lost my place. This is Tom speaking in the big room, the big studio. Big enough to socially distance ourselves. It's Ace Cosby, engineer, Raider fan, proud Raider fan.
He's an engineer.
Not a train engineer, you tool. Let's see, that's Chick McGee, Washington Redskins fan.
Yep.
Josh Arnold, St. Louis Rams fan.
Well,
So,
Oh, sure. Greatest show on turf. Yeah.
yeah,
That was
heck
awesome.
yeah.
Fun days.
And your guy was on the TV last night.
Well, he was he? Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner, yeah.
No sign of the wire-haired goblin.
What do you have against Mr.
Are
Warner?
they still married?
Mrs. Warner.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
She would never allow them to get divorced.
Sorry, I moved. How did we get here?
She's a very nice woman.
Let's see. We move over that way, and there's Pat Godwin.
Hello.
Bring me a little song out of Pat in just a second, I understand. Christy Lee, of course, in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom, all by herself.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
With a stack of news we'll get to shortly. My favorite story today involves two of them. One involves Tom Brady. The other involves sheep at a McDonald's. Not as an entree, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Well,
we're not getting
the mint sauce with the filet of fish and the sheep burger.
Why don't they have a lamb?
The woolley of fish.
Why don't they have a lamb burger? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have an excuse. I can ask Dean to get me the song "Woolly Bully."
Oh, yeah, I love that song.
I love that song too.
It's awesome.
Great song.
Is there a compilation like one of those KTEL things of nonsense songs?
Oh, probably.
It has to be. Yeah.
Gotta be.
To me, some of those nonsense lyrics are better than anything in a Led Zeppelin tune.
Man.
Instead of being pretentious and some of those moody blues lyrics. And the sun, the peace, the earth, the merry might of bleh. Then you got a guy going boogie woogie. Yeah, that's what I like.
I want to hear
Woolly Bully.
I want to hear mana.
Oh, yeah. Or a little bit of. Oh, yeah.
So good.
We'll get some more of that. We'll get some of the parts where the unintelligible lyrics are available. Stop it, Sam. Yeah. What is it? Something about Bear aspirin. I have no idea what's happening there.
That's right.
A big weekend coming up for you wherever you are. I hope you have some decent outdoor time. For the record, I can't stand this any longer. I need some instruction from some dog people.
About?
My dog, Winnie.
Yes.
My new dog. We've had her for quite a while. Yeah. She just got spayed, by the way.
Right.
Did she take it personally?
No, she's really made it. She's bouncing back real quick. The staples come out next Tuesday, but she's the one you go on a walk, and you're 300 yards in, she just sits.
Yeah.
The other day, we were crossing the street, and she sat.
In the middle of the street?
Yes.
Oh.
Car's coming along. Winnie.
Wonder what that's all about.
She'll eventually learn one way or another.
Yeah. But I'm right there in the leash. I have no idea what to do. I've had many dogs, and so who knows? I'll be working on that. But
as we've said,
the
take a wagon.
Oh man, I had a great yard day the other day. Yeah, I cut the grass, edged,
headphones on.
Oh yes, yep.
Very
edged.
zen.
Listen to my music, and I even cut part of a sort of a common ground. I was in the zone. I went, you know what? I'm going to cut this common area.
I would think that Tom thinks all of your yard is common.
Oh boy! Okay. Did you do Jessica Alsman's
I tried. I walked over to Alsman's house to mow her yard. I had to lug the lawnmower across the creek.
Wow, you did it all, huh?
Yeah, and I got up there, and lo and behold, her boyfriend mowing their lawn.
Oh.
I go, Jessica said the lawnmower doesn't work. He goes, she doesn't really know what's.
Wow. Hey, welcome to another episode of Argument Starting.
Oh, wait a minute. Pat, you got your guitar.
Josh,
yeah, I do, yeah.
You have a song?
No matter what day you cut your grass, you're going to annoy somebody.
Yeah.
This is a companion piece to Leaf Blower, kind of inspired by Leaf Blower, but it's more specific towards Josh. Here we go. Hope you enjoy it. Please don't mow your grass on my day off, Josh. So I'm relaxing, smoking weed, and watching Cops. I'm gonna jam out to Sting and that song about Nabokov. Please don't mow your grass on my day off, Josh. You can mow your grass on a Tuesday through Sunday, but don't dare cut your lawn on a Monday. That's my drinking and laying in the Sunday. And like the Bangles said, my I don't have to run day. My day off, my day off. I'm getting drunk off my ass on my day off. And all I hear is your John Deere spurt and cough. I'll make you a cocktail too, but it'll be a Molotov. I'm enjoying grass, so don't cut it on my day off, Josh. Very specific to Josh. I had a whole box of Chablis, so don't stand so close to me. Please don't mow your grass, or I'm gonna have to kick your ass. So please don't mow your grass on my day off.
All right.
That's so true. So true.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So the other day, I had this thing going on, and I'm out there with the dog.
What a busy day.
Not too far from my house, and I've got those ear things in, and I'm getting ready to. And I get this phone call. They'd been trying to arrange this. What do you call it, three-way call thing?
Oh, three-way. I was getting excited for you.
You ever have one of those things where you have to have a? It's a long story. It involved some bank thing, and you had to have. I finally got Mr. Griswold on the phone, and I kid you not, the minute they, hey Tom, we got that lady on the phone for the. Oh, great! And that exact second, the neighborhood guy that has the lawn machine that's. Louder than the biggest truck on earth. Fires. Listen, I've got Winnie with me, and I'm trying to get her to move, drag her to get away from this thing. And she's no. I'm going to sit here. I'm enjoying this loud truck sound. So.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, a few of the minor irritations. I
wonder why she does that. That is a weird
I have no
thing.
idea. I'm going to have to figure out how to fix this.
I'm telling you, just put her in a wagon.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is not a bad idea.
Well, we've told you that 100 times. You just don't listen.
The Winnie wagon.
Yeah.
The Winnie wagon.
The Winnebago.
I need to. Yes, I'm gonna have to get PJ to make a logo.
The kids could help you decorate it. Oh, it'd be great.
You can have a photo shoot. You could complicate the hell out of it. Yes.
Oh, that is such a great. The Winnebago.
Yeah.
You forget that. Oh, I love that.
Write that down.
She just doesn't seem to care.
No.
She's two-year-old dog, healthy as can be.
There are some dogs who just don't care to walk.
Well, that's nice.
I know.
Just like people. There's some.
Yeah, there's some lazy people. Too.
I think they invented the remote control.
There are some lazy people.
Okay, here we go. Ready to listen? Mm-hmm. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
That you just missed.
Yeah, I love that.
Of course, once again, this is Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
He likes to mix his English and his Spanish.
Hattie told Hattie, I think.
Oh,
really?
Maddie told Hattie. Right?
Maddie told Hattie. Oh, I'm going to look
I had
it
the
up.
ball hat.
I thought it was Marigold Hatter.
No, I think it's Patty told Hattie, or whatever the names are, about the thing she saw.
Okay, hang on. Here we go. Let's listen. Here's the next part.
About a thing she saw.
About a thing she saw. That's
Yeah, we got
right.
that
Now,
part.
I think those are the only lyrics I know.
Maddie told Hattie about a thing she
Well,
saw.
you're
You're
reading
exactly right.
It's not fair.
Well,
Okay, so it's Maddie told Hattie. Okay.
Yes.
Maddie told Hattie
What did you
about a
say,
thing
Hattie?
she saw.
I said Patty told Hattie.
I always thought it began with the word marigold. Okay, let's keep going.
Marigold.
I do big horns.
Tuesday
Big horns?
I
Have
have
two big horns.
Now you're reading it.
You're reading it too. You can't play.
You can't read it. That's cheating.
That is cheating.
How can we take all the fun out of this?
About a thing. They saw. It had two big horns. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Oh, it was a woolly bully. Yeah, it had two big horns. That's what it is.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it was a
never
woolly
knew
bully.
I
that.
never knew that
All those
either.
years of
Neither have I.
loving this song.
Me
More or
either.
less an anecdotal news report.
So it had two big horns.
Okay, let's see what's next.
a woolly jaw.
Woolly jaw?
A woolly jaw, I thought.
A woolly jaw?
I think.
And a woolly.
So this is actually quite
Ace
specific.
says yes. He's still reading. This is worse than the shrimp contest fiasco of 2019.
Let's keep going. I'm enjoying. I've always enjoyed not knowing what was going on here, but this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, blah.
No, yeah, that's right, I think.
Yeah, or that's right. Yeah.
Double negative.
Let's not be all summer.
Let's not be what?
Let's not be all summer.
Let's deal a 7. I think.
Let that be
007, I think.
Okay. Interesting. Well, then
What is it, Ace?
I'm reading about Aldo Nova.
You're reading about Aldo Nova.
I'm surprised you're able to get on that website.
Well, when we come back, we'll figure out what he was saying.
Right now, as you know, we live in a digital world. For example, Ace gets so bored.
I'm a digital
starts
girl
reading
in a
about
digital world.
Aldo Nova. What the hell? In today's digital world, you're likely to have your identity stolen. In fact, more likely that than having your car stolen or having your home burglarized. And that'll maybe make you feel better about your car or your house, but you should be a lot more worried about the vulnerability of your digital footprint, especially right now. So you might want to look into LifeLock. It's a very inexpensive service, and we've got a special offer for you coming up. LifeLock detects a wide range of threats to your identity. Like, for example, your Social Security number probably for sale right now on the dark web. What happens when someone takes your identity? Well, if you've ever been through this, and I have, it is a giant pain in the ass. That's not written in the copy here, but I'm telling you,
It's scorched earth. You got to burn everything, start over again.
Yeah, one of the good things is LifeLock does have people on board that if it does happen to you, they'll help you sort it out. No one can prevent all identity theft or money order transactions at all businesses. LifeLock can see threats you might miss on your own. Join LifeLock right now. Save up to 25% in the first year. LifeLock is very inexpensive. You'll sleep better knowing someone's watching all this stuff. You don't want someone going out and borrowing money with your name. Call 1-800-LifeLock or head to lifelock.com. Use the promo code TOM25. That's promo code TOM25 at lifelock.com for 25% off. Coming up, we got a little Donnie Baker for you. We have a great news story in sports about Tom Brady.
Yeah, more sports coming up.
And something for Josh about horror film horror film auction and an Amish party.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is there a good Amish horror film?
Well, I think Amish is scary. They scare me.
Greta's a ghost. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hope you're able to catch the show yesterday. Al Jackson called in with a great quiz for Tom. Get a little more street, a little more urban, a little more hip. Don't know if that'll ever happen, but we'll continue to have Al Jackson back every Thursday until that happens. Coming up later this morning, comedian Drew Hastings and celebrity sexpert Mr. Skin, both via Zoom on the way right here on a Friday. Yes, we're here live. It's the 24th of April. Bob and Tom 24/7 will continue.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Rolling Stones are releasing a new song called Living in a Ghost Town. Mick Jagger say they felt the song would resonate through the times we're living in right now. The band say they created the song in Los Angeles, London, and in isolation. Parks and Recreation is making a comeback, but it's for one episode only and for a good cause. The original cast of the sitcom reuniting for a COVID-19 related fundraiser. It will feature Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, and Adam Scott, plus the rest of the bunch, and air Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Storyline dovetails with the coronavirus crisis as Poehler's character Leslie Knope tries to stay in touch with her buds while following social distancing rules. Donations made during the show will go to Feeding America's COVID-19 Response Fund. And in Iowa, Ashton Kutcher was asked by Governor Kim Reynolds to do a PSA urging residents to stay home. While there, he ended up telling her about a friend with ties to a testing company, and that firm has now ended up with a $26 million no-bid deal with Iowa to do COVID-19 tests. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, of course.
Don't you wish there was a pill you could take where you could instantly be able to play the guitar? Just like Eddie Van Halen, or B.B. King, or Segovia. And each of the various styles of these different guitar players will be represented by different kinds of pills. Like, for example, let's say if you wanted to play like Eddie Van Halen, there'd be these bright red gelatin capsules you could take. And the BB King pills would be dark blue, and they'd be called blues. For obvious colloquial reasons. And they would ideally be washed down with a pint of early times. And the Segovia pills would be these little tiny brown pills, but they'd be the most powerful pills of all. Because he's really the best guitar player when you stop and think about it. I mean, that Spanish classical stuff's really hard to play when you're drunk. You could take one of these pills and be able to play just like the guy on the label, like for, let's say, like 3 hours. Like if you were at a party, or if you wanted to impress your girlfriend, or maybe if you wanted to impress your parents, let's say, if they were just kind of undecided about you. And you wouldn't have to suffer for your art, and you wouldn't have to pay dues, and you wouldn't have to worry about practicing all the damn time, and you wouldn't have to worry about getting screwed over by a bunch of club owners and managers, or having your gigs get downgraded to small comedy clubs. And you wouldn't have to worry about having your kids hate you and your wife leave you because you're practicing all the time, or worrying about getting arthritis or dying in a plane crash, or all the crap that goes along with getting that good. Just take one of these pills and be able to play.
7:20 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much, Chick McGee. Christy Lee has the forecast.
All right, well, hang tight.
Hang tight.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sunshine today, look for a high of 68. Clouds overnight down to 50. Rain on Saturday, 59. A few morning showers, but sunshine late in the day on Sunday, and a high of 55. It's 49 currently.
We got a really interesting message. Let's see. From Mr. Werf.
Werf?
Yes, Werf. He said he washed his hands so much, a Sherwood Country Club ink stamp finally came off. That, my friends,
That's a great joke.
hilarious.
My band sold out that place.
Stu.
What?
Off your rocker.
2,800 people.
Wow.
Ace, you keep washing, maybe that Bentley's stamp will come off.
Piccadilly's.
Piccadilly's. Whoa.
Or the Piccadilly's. I guess we could go and play this game for a while.
Yeah, we could.
Res Rocks. There. How about that?
Yeah. The Enterprise.
Enterprise 2.
Where was the other one? Where was the second
On the west side.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw your band at the Enterprise, as I recall.
Sold out, of course.
Tell me
Well, the Enterprise
everything.
held 50 people.
Yeah, a couple hundred.
What is this? What just happened?
You started it.
Okay, so Stu, I guess, was the one that sent us that.
With
This is
your
very
country club story. Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Here's relatable.
Well, it was not really a country club.
I was at Fashion Week.
Now, I could remember we did a number of interesting things at the Sherwood with a variety of bands.
Yeah, of course we did.
Fortunately, I've forgotten everything that happened. just saying.
It's better that way.
Okay, coming up, your shot at some serious cash on Q95.
Was that the night you peed your pants?
Hey, Alexa, play Q95 on iHeartRadio, would you please? Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Okay, now we're moving forward. That's what I needed. 24 April 2020. This is Tom speaking. That's Pat Godwin on the screen over there.
Good day, everyone.
Kind of looks like you're trying to grow a mustache there, Pat.
Yeah, it's the pandemic, so I'm...
There you go. Let's see.
shaking
Ace
when I
Cosby
can.
is not trying to grow a mustache. He's our engineer. Chick's over there at the sports desk. Josh in the red flannel. It's a very nice shirt. Looks like one my cousin Mark used to always wear.
Oh, how about that?
There we go. And that's Christy Lee in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
You all remember Tom's cousin, Mark?
Mark. One of my favorite people. Great guy.
You don't talk about Mark much.
Yeah,
It's the
we don't
first
hear-
we've ever heard about
I
him.
don't hear about Mark.
Oh, it's a great guy.
What other cousins do you have? There's Mark, and they've got
Jane.
Mark and Jane. All right.
Rinda.
Rinda. Wait.
It was by the way, very awkward introducing her to my Asian friends.
Yeah, you would never take her
made
out for
fun of-
Chinese, would you?
Make fun of Risa, and you have a Rinda?
Yeah.
Risa and Rinda.
Rinda, yeah. R-I-N-D-A.
Sitting in a tree.
Is that
I've never
right?
heard that name before.
Yeah, Rinda. Great person.
Rinda.
Help me, Rinda. Help
me, Rinda.
And Rinda is Jane, and let's see, is Jane's sister and Mark's sister. Okay.
Who's hotter, Jane or Rinda?
Would never make that.
You kiss either one of them?
Of course not.
Oh,
could we
come
could
on,
we
you
move
kissed a
on here?
cousin.
Where were we?
Sure you did.
Everybody's kissed a cousin. Come on.
I
kissed a
have
cousin.
not kissed a cousin.
I did.
I have not kissed a cousin.
Christy and I did. That's how
I
white
did.
trash we are.
That's right.
Get up to our level.
That was, okay, well, anything to change the topic?
Hey,
There we go.
Sam the Sham. Oh, hello, Bob and Tom Show.
You can add me to that club.
Oh, boy. And thank you, Donnie.
Surprised by that.
Man, I swear to God, they ought to do a reality show about that. Kissing cousins.
Uh-huh.
All this sitting around the house being quarantined got me thinking a lot about ideas like that.
Oh, good.
And since work has me on furlong until further notice, I've been thinking about other options.
Uh-huh.
So I could produce that reality show.
Kissing cousins?
That or whatever. Remember that when I'll give you guys some good Shark Tank ideas I got. Remember the R. Kelly?
The R. Kelly?
Yeah, it's like a filtrating canteen system. Tom takes urine, turns it into regular drinking water.
Oh,
based on litter technology.
Okay.
Oh, spoiler alert, Christy. All my test subjects so far said it tastes like a playground sand and smells like cat urine.
Ugh.
I was like, oh, yeah, well, tell me that when you're stranded on a desert island without any Aquafina, Trevor. I swear to God. We're quarantined, you know. And then I invented using a T-shirt cannon. Remember this, Christy? To help you women during that time of the month. Remember, you can load it with a full box of plugs. It was modeled after the famous Uzi machine gun. I call it the Poozy Galore. Swear to God. And get that, Josh the Poozy looks like a badass pink Uzi. And ladies can load it with pads or plugs. Fire away, no muss, no fuss.
All right.
James Bond stickers on it, you know. I think I may have overpowered the main chamber. Let's just say there's some recovery issues with some of the chicks that tried it out. Oh, it shot with so much stress, there were no strings attached. Swear to God. Anyways, here's my newest idea. I've been thinking of starting my own pizza place.
Oh, cool.
Because pizza places are making a killing right now.
Sure.
I can't decide what to name it. I'm kicking around a few names. My first idea is to have a donkey as our spokesman.
Right.
He'd been on a logo with some fire-ass hot chick and juicy sweatpants, you know, all bent over, nose to toes. We call the place Pizza Ass. I respect the pack mule.
I thought you said it was a donkey.
Donkey, pack mule, what's the difference, Tom? It's a double meaning thing.
Oh, pizza. Not pizza.
Gotcha.
Our slogan will be, tonight, come grab yourself a pizza ass. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
We get it.
It's a perfect name, perfect mascot. We could even have shows for kids' parties, call them donkey shows. Oh, well, how about this thing? Pizza Mind. Going for like that hipster vibe. Hipsters like that stuff, like word puzzles. I do commercials myself. Hey, I'm Donnie Baker. I'll give you pizza in my mind. I can even give opinions on things. Sort of like that part in the paper and people write in to let it out. It's real popular. Oh, another one. I was going to go all Sigmund Freud on everybody and call the place Pizza Envy. And there's like a hot chick on the commercial. You know, I wish I'd been bored with a big pizza like Donnie's. Swear to God.
Pizza envy.
Just go with the pie hole or something. Or maybe a patriotic theme, call the place the Glory Hole.
Haven't you lost the whole pizza theme?
Well, good point. That was Boner's idea, so good point, Tom. It's hard to get good help in quarantine. I'll have it all figured out by tomorrow, but I better go. It looks like Boner's in the garage. He's silk screen and Glory Hole T-shirts already.
Save one for me. Can you imagine seeing a guy with a Glory Hole T-shirt?
No. Maybe he's a construction worker. Because that's what they call them, don't they? They're... Yeah, like in... I saw one in Boston or somewhere in Maryland. Massachusetts, in the construction industry, there was a little hole. That's what they called it.
Oh, you can peek in and see.
Yeah, you can peek in and see
where they've got
where the construction. Yeah.
Has a different meaning on the street, I think.
Well, I'm just saying that.
Unfortunately,
putting the blue in red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
We have an expert in these on the
street lingo.
Yeah.
That'd be Tom.
Bob and Tom in the trunk.
Don't sell yourself
baby.
short. You're the whole. Hey, more sports. Retired Los Angeles Dodgers broadcaster Vin Scully in the hospital. He fell at his Los Angeles area home, or was he pushed?
No.
The team says the 92-year-old fell Tuesday, taken to the hospital for observation. He's resting comfortably. Scully said, I probably won't be doing any more of that headfirst sliding.
But he was safe.
He was safe, ladies and gentlemen. Notre Dame women's basketball coach Muffet McGraw is retiring so she can devote full time to sitting
On her tuffet?
Sure, yeah.
Of course.
That's right.
Which means vagina, by the way. Did you know that?
No.
Muppet is a member of the Naismith Memorial Basketball
Really?
Hall of Fame. Keep moving.
Thanks for filling in. I love the paint by numbers joke. And just, hey, wait a
Keep
second.
moving.
Wait
Keep
a second.
right there.
17 is red. Well,
Muppet is a member of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. She's retiring from coaching after 33 years.
one of the greats.
She is a great coach.
More on Tom Brady. Remember, he accidentally walked into somebody's house. That somebody was David Kramer. He lives next door to Buccaneers offensive coordinator and former Jaguars quarterback Byron Leftwich.
I say Byron.
In the Tampa Bay area, back on April 7th, Brady was set to meet the coach at Leftwich's place for the first time since signing with Tampa Bay. The problem? Well, Kramer and the Tampa Bay assistant coaches, their houses
Wait a
look...
second. Hang on one second.
Their couch looks...
Wouldn't it be great at your house if you had like a couch, then one that was just a little bit smaller?
A love seat?
And you'd call it the assistant couch?
Yes, that's exactly right. Love seats should now be called assistant couches. You have your head couch.
I'm sorry, I lost my place.
That's funny.
So this guy walks into
The houses look very similar. Kramer said, I was just sitting here, and I watched this tall guy walk into my house. He didn't even look at me. He just, dropped his duffel down on the floor and just kind of looked up at me, and I'll never forget the realization, that look on his face. He says, am I in the wrong house? Kramer soon realized what was going on. He said that Tom couldn't have been more apologetic over the mix-up. He was like, I am sorry, I am sorry, I am so sorry. He grabs his bag and left.
And then, of course, the guy said,
Oh.
Now, as I understand it, they should have been
fan, huh?
Yeah. By the way, the advantages of being white.
Jesus.
Anything that happens in your house is okay, right?
Have you ever done that? Yeah. Have you ever walked into someone's home and it's the wrong house?
I have.
You do it.
It's a car thing for me.
Same here. I got into the passenger seat of the wrong car once.
I got into the driver's seat.
Oh, yeah. I bet you do that every week.
I got into the driver's seat. I've done it more than once. I did it just last year. It was a very chilly day, and I ran out of the store, got into a car that looked just like mine. I got into my car, sat down, and realized I don't smoke cigarettes. Why does this car smell like an ashtray? Looked down at the console and realized,
yeah.
Hopped out, and then whatever, 3 cars down was my car, exact same color, same model. But the worst one was I was at Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out and I had some stuff, and I'm standing in front of a Jeep Grand Cherokee with my key thing going click, 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 and it's not opening.
Yeah.
This guy walks up and he goes, "Excuse me, sir, that's my car." And he went, "Oh, I am really sorry. I have this exact same car." And then I walk away and I realized I didn't have my black Jeep Grand Cherokee. I was driving the red Suburban that I owned. No, I'm sorry, it was the green Suburban. Needless to say, this guy probably thought I was
trying to
either steal his car or I was a psycho.
I had a Thanksgiving one time, and I couldn't figure out why my cousin wasn't there. And he finally showed up, and I go, "Where have you been?" He goes, "I just spent a half an hour at somebody's house. I didn't even know the people." He thought he was in the wrong house. It took him a half hour almost to realize.
Oh my
that he didn't know anybody there.
And for them to realize there's a stranger here.
Yes. He said they were very nice.
What the hell?
Yes. He said they were very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even a story like that makes me miss being able to go to parties.
I know. Well, he's an elderly guy. He has a handsome, sweet little face. I could see why people would accept him and go.
No longer
okay.
useful to society, would you say?
Oh, he's very useful.
Shambling around.
No, he's not that old. God.
Put him out of his misery.
Oh, jeez.
My dad once was at a huge Atlanta hotel, and I was at this big convention, the American Bar Association, whatever.
Yes.
And he went to an event and realized about 40 minutes in it was the wrong event, and he was down the hallway at the other giant convention room. He made a lot of friends, had a nice time.
Yeah.
Hey, now, Pat, you're working on a song about missing friends, I understand.
I am working on that.
Do we have that coming up?
We do have it coming up.
Okay, good. We'll certainly look forward to that. And I'm sorry, do you want to finish Wooly Bully?
Sam the Sham Pharaoh would perform in a turban.
Would he?
Yeah, as a pharaoh.
I didn't know that.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know why?
He took it that extra mile.
Do you know why I call them the Pharaohs?
Why?
Yes, I do.
Josh, do you know?
Pharaoh.
It's something that he remembers.
As a kid?
Everyone remembers.
Did you ever see the great movie American Graffiti?
Sure, yeah.
Remember the Richard Dreyfuss characters gets to hang out with the tough guys?
And they're called the Pharaohs, or somebody
the
pronounces
one
it that
guy
way?
goes, if you want to be a Pharaoh. God, it's great.
God, it's great.
Is that Bo Hopkins? Who is that guy? He's great.
Stupid World Record.
It's a great record.
Are you ready?
Yes.
A hotel worker in the UK has run a marathon.
Oh, this one's stupid.
Oh.
Hate this one.
Inside the hotel's halls during her night shift.
All right.
At night, running in the hallway.
Okay.
An employee.
Yeah.
People are trying to sleep.
Yep.
That would,
Louise Casey ran over 500 laps inside the Premier Inn, Warrington Central North, overnight on Friday, April 17th.
Yes.
Casey was a member of the Witness Running Club.
Oh, the WRC.
Yes. Said that while some members are running circles in their gardens, she decided to, I'll run a marathon at work. I'm proud to be a maid.
Probably a fair amount of empty rooms.
Probably.
To help raise money for the NHS.
Tell you what, I've had the runs at a hotel time or two.
Good time, 4:37 for her marathon. There you go.
Whoa.
Yeah, are hotels empty? I guess they must be in a lot of places.
Or, well, maybe health care workers in hotels staying away from their families.
Oh, there you go.
They have a hard time staffing housekeeping right now.
If this hotel has a pool and a exercise room, she could do a triathlon.
Yeah, run a marathon in the pool. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the one about the Russian guy doing the?
Nope.
Russian man
Shots of vodka?
has run a 63-mile marathon in his bedroom.
Yes.
What, a treadmill?
Dimitri, oh boy.
You can put it on.
Dimitri consonants.
Yeah, just.
Dimitri Yakovny.
Okay.
Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Dimitri Yakakny.
I don't think anyone's going
to.
to.
You do that, Josh, you can yak off me.
No one's going to challenge you on that. Just call him Dimitri.
Yes, Dimitri.
Dimitri, a long-distance runner in Russia's something region, has been training for a desert race in Morocco, which has been postponed. He runs laps in his bedroom and has tracked his quarantine marathon with a fitness band.
Laps in his bed? He must have a huge bedroom.
I often stub toe.
He runs 63 miles in 10 hours and 19 minutes.
And he leans to the left all the time now.
Yeah, his brain is so
Wouldn't
used
you
to...
like it'd be like you'd be going around?
His wife said, that's the longest thing you've ever done in the bedroom.
Jeez.
Jockstrap. That mentally would...
it'd be awful.
Mentally, that would take me out. Don't you think?
Yes.
Boy. Around the bed.
I'd rather do a treadmill.
Especially when you had to squeeze by the wall every time.
Yes. Behind the
headboard. Yeah.
You know, jump over the alarm clock board. Okay. That's the indoor marathon thing. Yikes.
I think that's the better world record than the one we're going to come back with.
Really?
The one we're coming back with is fantastic.
Nope.
And we're coming. Are you coming back with your song, Pat?
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
got it ready.
I'll be interested to see Josh's reaction when I give him the
Put it this way.
guidelines of this world.
I haven't seen it either.
This is a world record any of us could participate in.
Really?
Okay.
And to either take a shot at or be the assistant.
Huh. Oh, you
Isn't
need another assistant one.
Yeah, his assistant's Healthy Hannon, right?
I don't want to. I'm not talking about it.
Okay, good. I'm very excited about this. Got some requests coming up as well. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Just got to get a hold of us. Call, fax, mail, or email. Get all the contact information you need at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
24/7.
Hey, Bob and Tom fans, don't forget tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, you can tune in to Bob and Tom's YouTube channel and watch 20 minutes of video highlights from today's Bob and Tom show tonight. Just go to Bob and Tom's YouTube channel today and subscribe. That's free, and you can be watching Bob and Tom tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. No need to catch up on the latest statistics of the coronavirus. You can just tune in to video of highlights from today's Bob and Tom show. Again, that's Bob and Tom tonight, Bob and Tom's YouTube channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Heisman Trophy winner LSU quarterback Joe Burrow taken by the Cincinnati Bengals with the first pick in the NFL draft last night. Burrow led the LSU Tigers to the national championship in a record-setting season. 76.3% of his passes completed for over 5,600 yards, 60 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. Washington Redskins had the second pick. They chose Ohio State defensive end Chase Young. Jeff Okudah, also from Ohio State, defensive back, went to the Detroit Lions with the third pick. NCAA is moving closer to allowing Division I athletes to earn money from endorsements and sponsorship deals they can strike on their own as early as next year. Recommended rule changes that would clear the way for athletes to earn money from their names, images, and likeness are being reviewed by college sports administrators this week before being sent to the NCAA Board of Governors. And from Los Angeles, retired Dodgers broadcaster Vin Scully has been hospitalized after falling at his Los Angeles area home. The team says the 92-year-old fell Tuesday, taken to the hospital for observation. He is resting comfortably and is expected to be released soon. Scully joked that he won't be doing any headfirst sliding anytime soon. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
My favorite new phrase is the Bob and Tom show's in the trunk.
I forgot what that meant.
Remember what that means, Pat?
I remember what that means.
The Bob and Tom show in the trunk, baby.
That's right.
People are listening in the car on their big speakers in the trunk.
Yeah, you pull up next to some guy in the in his hoopty.
Hoopty.
You know, Pat, I've done a couple songs, and they just don't get played. But you, man, you're in the trunk.
Yeah.
That was the whitest delivery I've ever heard.
You're saying that?
Tom said that. Tom said that. Tom's saying that.
Whoa.
Whitest man alive.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey! First we gave you Real Girls on Video going. Woo! And the follow-up, Real Girls on Video going. Woohoo! And the bonus follow-up, Real Girls on Video going. Woo! Party! You would think that would be enough, huh? Nuh-uh. We're going one step further. For the ultimate follow-up video, we've got real girls who got real drunk and woke up with real bad hangovers and God only knows what else. Here's a sample. Okay.
Hey, be quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's about 6 in the morning, and we're just outside of our victim's door, right here in some skanky dormitory on campus. Let's go in.
Well, hey, what have we got here? If it isn't one of our Real Girls on Video from last night. Good morning, sunshine.
Ugh. Hey, what the? Oh, no. What are you guys doing here? Hey, I signed the waiver.
No biggie, darling. We're just here to film for our follow-up video, Real Girls on Video who got real drunk and woke up with real bad hangovers and only God knows what else. Hey, how you feeling?
Oh, awful. I think I'm still drunk.
Hey, I'm not surprised. Harry Buffalo, draft beer, and a few shooters. What were you thinking?
Oh, God.
Hey, will you looky there? If it ain't one of our Real Girls on Video t-shirts. On the floor. Oh, yeah. Hey, that garbage got a real workout last night. Darling, I hate to make this any worse for you, but I can't help but notice that there's someone else in your bed.
Yeah, that's my new steady boyfriend.
Yeah, right. He looks like one of last night's obnoxious drunk guys going.
Wrong. He's sensitive, sincere, and he loves me.
Yeah, right. Hey, mind if I try something?
What?
Hey, pal, wake up.
Whoa, it's the camera dudes from last night. How's it hanging?
Hey, pretty good. Let me ask you something. You know that girl lying next to you? What's her name?
Tina?
Tina?
Sarah?
Sarah?
Not even close. Hey, darling, you think this could all get any worse for you?
Well, actually, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me. When you order Real Girls on Video who got...
Why, it certainly is. 744 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Let's continue with our show, Memories of the Sherwood Club.
Sherwood Country
the Enterprise.
Club.
Yes. Piccadilly's. Good times.
I did a bar crawl in a limousine to all those clubs one New Year's Eve.
I thought you were going to change the subject. I did a bar crawl last night. Fortunately, one of my dogs was able to fetch the gin.
No, we were talking about the shirt.
Poor chick.
Nobody laughs.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cronkite. We're back on the air. Sorry. Where were we? I know. This is still the Bob and Tom Show. It is still the 24th of April, 2020. Quarantine times. Okay, sorry. I just did that in honor of everyone out there who agrees with me.
Yeah, we've all had enough.
Okay, we're going to get through this. We're here together. We're here for you, certainly. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Let us know what's on your mind. Love to hear from you. And who are we? We're in the big room. It's Ace Cosby, engineer. This is Tom speaking. That is Chick McGee across the way. Let's see now. Oh, he's at the sports desk, and then right there, it's Josh Arnold through the glass there, doing the proper social distancing. It's Christy Lee at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Coming up on the phone, the track phone hotline, it'll be comedian Drew Hastings.
Oh,
we'll
all
talk
right.
with Drew. Also, we're going to talk with Mr. Skin, the authauthority on nudity and feature films on television.
Yeah. Sexpert.
So if you're
there's one of those words, sexpert.
Sexpert. What do they call those words? Like
Portmanteau?
Portmanteau.
Is that what it is?
God, that sounds like a band from the 80s.
Yeah.
Elder Reserve, Portmanteau, opening for. There he is, Pat Godwin, about a mile away. Guitar out. Oh, sunlight shining through the double doors there.
Yeah, sun's
looking
coming
good.
through.
Looking good. We got a song coming from Pat momentarily. Yes, where were we?
Stupid world record.
I love this guy.
Oh, Tom's excited about this one, Chick.
David Rush.
Yes.
Who?
Has broken yet another world record. Most tennis balls caught on a bucket worn on his head.
Oh, before it was on his back, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
In 1 minute.
Yeah.
A bucket on his head.
With the help of the true record holder, Jonathan Hannon.
Doesn't he call him Healthy Hannon? Doesn't he have a nickname?
Rush bested the previous record of 79 by catching 98 tennis balls with a large bucket strapped on your head.
Oh.
Boy, you got a bucket on your head. Hannon threw about 123 balls in the time frame, leading to an 80% landing rate.
Can I tell you real quick? The Hannon has obviously a huge bin of tennis balls in front of him.
Yeah. Obviously,
but he's using both hands. He's throwing lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, and I do think you have to give him a lot of credit because
is he standing up?
It's got a lot to do with.
He's kind of in a crouch position, but David is.
Is David on his knees? Is he standing up?
David's got. It looks like a. It's not really a bucket. It's not. It's more like a laundry basket.
Sure, it's gonna have to be large.
And he's and David is kind of going left and right. And,
What?
What?
It's not even a bucket.
A bucket would be small and would be hard to do.
yeah,
But it wouldn't hold the record number.
But this is apparently the allowable size of the bucket. If this bucket were full of water, you wouldn't be able to pick it up.
All right.
So, but the fact that the bucket is
So
strapped to
some of
his
the
head
balls,
looks hilarious.
some of the balls are going in the quote bucket anyway, whether David Rush moves or not. Correct?
Yeah, David could just stand there, and if this guy were,
a good thrower.
but this is the
So
world
there's
record.
no
chick.
difference between David Rush and a shelf at this point.
Right, that's right.
I think the better analogy would be a guy standing there holding one of those stop signs at a construction site where he could be replaced by a bucket of sand.
Yes, yeah.
But no, because David's kind of moving left, right, and jogging this way and that way just to try to catch some of the extra balls. I think it's fascinating. There's a video of this. David Rush has lots of records. The most balls on the chin record, of course. That's still held by porn star Jenna Jameson. Yes, and although very close recently, Chelsea Bush came very close to grabbing that record, most balls on the chin. I mean, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, Joe.
Wow. By the way, they're wearing sort of polo shirts with athletic shorts.
Sure.
Hollywood Hannon is the schedule.
Oh, okay. The polo short with athletic shorts is known as, I think we can all agree, the gym teacher's tuxedo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember that when you were a kid? Oh, he's got the.
Look at the size of that bucket.
That's not a bucket.
Is it like a wash pail?
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys aren't going to believe. You guys aren't. You're going to be outraged like I am.
That's not a bucket. That's a laundry basket.
That looks like a
That's
toy.
huge.
That looks like a toy chest.
It is wider than his shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, come
It looks
on.
like a very large planter.
Yeah.
We still couldn't get anywhere near the record.
No.
But still.
It's a wash
Your
tub.
point is that Hollywood Hannah, I thought they called him healthy. And by the way, he is wearing a face mask.
Right. That's why they don't call him
Yes.
healthy anymore.
Okay.
They
Thank
got
you very
it.
much.
They had to change it to Hollywood.
Okay. Now, Pat, are you there
Yeah.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a new song?
Yeah, I miss you guys.
Yeah, we miss you, man. You look great, though, and you're doing great.
Thank you. I miss the camaraderie. Geez, I miss going to restaurants. I miss people in general. You know, I'm just.
Well, we all miss you.
What? You miss me too?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
we do.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm so lonely in isolation, talking to the mirror, starving for conversation. I'm waving to strangers on my bike, and the nosy neighbor with the pit bull named Spike. I'm starting to miss people I don't even like. Even I don't like, yeah. Because this little virus is such a mess. I'm starting to miss the folks at IRS. I'm sick of Netflix and solo hikes. I long for road rage on crowded turnpikes. I'm starting to miss all people I don't even like. I'm so sad being all alone. Crawling the walls, where's my telephone? I'll call my stepdad Uncle Mike. Oh, I hate that guy. And my skinhead cousin who loves the Third Reich.
Took a left turn there.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, these are people
That's lonely.
Yeah.
That's lonely.
Welcome to Nazi friend.
I'm starting to miss my dentist. Telling me to floss. I'm even starting to miss Tom. My controlling boss.
The song's running a little long.
Can't watch the news. Too much strife. I'd be glad to see my ex-wife.
Wow.
I'm starting to miss, people I don't even like. People I don't even like.
Oh, even he don't.
There you go.
You know something? There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, just to see people.
No, but yeah, there's even the people you really can't stand. You go,
There's
man,
nobody I really can't stand.
I'm going to give you a list. Chicken, you want to go first?
Yeah, you can borrow
I
some
gotta
of
go
mine.
get some extra paper.
God.
There are people you love to hate.
Christy, you tired of your own daughters yet?
Oh, yeah. I sent one back.
Well, yeah.
Christy, you could even try acting.
You didn't even delay at all.
Yeah, no, are you
no,
kidding?
I sent one back. The other one's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bad one's gone, huh?
Yeah.
The bad ones.
She's not bad. She's just a mess. She's messy. I don't like messy.
Okay.
She's ornery.
And then she actually sent me a text yesterday and said, I apologize for being so messy. Now that I have to clean up after myself, I understand. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's
Teach her
what
a
I
lesson.
said.
Put her in exile.
Right.
That's right. Don't talk to her for a year.
Well, she'll call me when the groceries run out. Trust me.
That's you know something, Pat. That's our next song. She'll call me when the groceries run out. There's a country song waiting to be written.
It's an absolute fact.
There's probably a country song already. He'll call me when the liquor runs out.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Coming
up.
back with, remember we used to do news?
Yes.
Well, it's coming up. What do you think of that?
I have some news.
You have some sports news?
No, I'm promoting Christy.
Okay, yeah, and
Lunatic.
we have sheep in the news, and Josh, for you, some horror film news.
Okay.
Here's a headline you're gonna not wonder too much about. Deodorant sales way down.
You know, I forgot to put my deodorant on this morning. I just realized at the break.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah. I took care of
smell
it
it from here.
No, I
thought
took
somebody
care
was
of
cooking
it.
garlic chicken.
Yeah.
Really?
With some potato soup.
I thought it was
tomato soup or something.
No, it was my frittata you were smelling.
And a dirty,
Oh, your frittata.
tampon.
Wow. Is that right next to your fajitas?
I saw that movie, Jenna Jameson's Frittata. Wow. 11 cast members.
Oh, you boys.
Okay. All this when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Hey, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Donnie Baker, you know what? You need more Bob and Tom merchandise. Just go to bobandtomstore.com, click on hoodies and tees, and you can order that vintage Bob and Tom You Guys Rock sweatshirt, or check out all the other great T-shirts and hats we have at the Bob and Tom store. Do it today. The store never closes, always open. We maintain our social distance, and we wear masks in the store. We don't touch your stuff when we send it out to you. It's all done with magic. So there you have it, bobandtomstore.com.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Congress has delivered a nearly $500 billion infusion of coronavirus spending, almost unanimously rushing new relief to employers and hospitals buckling under the strain of the pandemic. The president, Donald Trump, is scheduled to sign the bill during a White House ceremony later today. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden is calling on Congress to provide enough money for every state to allow voters to cast a mail ballot this November amid the coronavirus pandemic. Biden told donors during an online fundraiser yesterday that, quote, we have to make it easier for everybody to be able to vote, particularly if we are still basically in the kind of lockdown circumstances we are in now. And we know drinking and driving don't mix, especially in the Washington, D.C. area, where a tractor trailer carrying more than 4,000 cans of beer struck a guardrail early Sunday morning, sending both beer and cans over several lanes of the Capitol Beltway. It took several hours to clean up the mess. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
You got two choices. Death is your first choice.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Second, something we call ooh-goo. First fella says, well, I don't know what ooh-goo is, but it's got to be better than death. All the men from the tribe grab the man, take him a few feet away, and boy, oh boy, if they don't start making mad love to him right there.
Oh,
just aggressive. Wow. Finally, after a day or so of this, the chief looks at the other feller and says, so, what's it going to be for you? The guy says, well, after what I just saw, I'm going to go with death. The chief looks at him and says, death it is. But first, ooh-goo.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
But did you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night, and now I'm feeling like I usually feel after I feel alright. I don't want to hear another word about morning. I can't take the light. But did you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. You see, there's something inside this world that's gone so wrong.
Well, there's a gap between the rich and the poor. I'm bleeding my heart long. I dig the fact that you and your friends want to stand up and make it right. Well, could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. I was down at the bar like a fool I am, dancing on the table with some slam. I met a whole lot of people that I still don't know. I just rolled in an hour ago. Could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down. But if you try to keep it down, I was up kind of late last night. Oh, yeah. I said I don't want to hear about this Lollapalooza tour. But then I just woke up and where I am I couldn't say for sure. I ain't the kind of guy to come and break all your records, but then again I might. But could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. I was down at a bar like a fool I am, dancing on the table with some slam. I met a whole lot of people that I still don't know. I just rolled in an hour ago. Could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down. Try to keep it down. I was up kind of
801 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Yeah, one of my dogs, I should rename 811.
She can dig it.
Yeah, she's trying to dig to China, apparently, in my yard. I spent a lot of time refilling the holes. So I went on the internet and said, how do you fix this? So it said, no, you put cayenne pepper. When you refill the hole, put cayenne pepper on top.
Really?
No, doesn't work. Oh, okay.
So you can just declaw your dog.
Hey, Josh, this is kind of...
You idiot.
This is kind of cool. We got this on Twitter. A guy sent a ticket stub from the Sherwood. He saw Metallica open for Wasp there.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was a while back. That's cool. A
You
quick
saw that?
forecast,
Yeah.
Christy Lee.
Sunshine and clouds today. Look for a high of 68. Rain for the weekend. Currently, we have 48 degrees.
Thank you very much. Keep listening for some serious cash on the way. This is the Bob and Tom Show, 24 April 2020. The quarantine continues. Glad to be here in the big room with Ace, Chick, Josh. I'm Tom. That's Christy Lee. Behind the glass in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. Behind the, or inside the box over there, it's Pat Godwin.
That's right. Who's in the box?
Formerly residing in the Nuremberg room. Now, elsewhere, a mile or so away in his headquarters.
Coming at us from the boob tube.
There you go. We see him on the TV screen with the Zoom system. It's so commonly used now in the world. It's, last evening, if you saw any of the NFL draft, everybody was everywhere in their home places doing their thing. So,
have you seen the Microsoft Teams commercials? It's Microsoft's version of Zoom. Like, please, we're Microsoft Teams. Nobody's heard of you, Microsoft Teams. It's Zoom or nothing.
That's right.
Get out of here.
There's another one called House Party my kids use.
Yeah, but these
I
things
guess, my
go.
daughter wants to use House Party. I
Yeah,
think that's a younger, skews younger,
yeah.
I think, or something. You can play games on House Party, I guess.
Yeah, probably more perverts. It's a good idea.
Oh, my God. Why are you so negative?
I'm just saying, these things happen. What can you do? If you're a flasher, if you're a flasher, what do? You
go where the people are.
Yeah. You go online now, apparently.
That's the thing. I'm too lazy to be a flasher. You got to get up.
Boy, that's
you got to fashion your pants so they
I don't want to be an electrical engineer. I just want to flash. Okay, I'm sorry. We have concluded our sportscast. To interrupt everything. Okay. I have not heard this. I've been told it's interesting. It's from Jeopardy, apparently, the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Chat with Alex Trebek. Have you seen this?
Go ahead.
I've seen it every night, so
see what you guys think.
But I don't know what this is.
I don't either. Here it is.
I think it's very fun. It's called Nerdcore Hip Hop. It's
Wait a minute, so it's called, what is it?
She's in a club called Nerdcore Hip Hop. It's about these people who are nerds, and they get in a chat room and talk about, or they back and forth about.
So there's a type of hip hop that's just nerdy stuff.
I think.
Apparently.
Yes.
Here,
Exactly.
well, let's begin again.
I think it's very fun. It's called Nerdcore Hip Hop. It's
Nerdcore
hip hop. Yes. It's people who identify as nerdy, rapping about the things they love: video games, science fiction, having a hard time meeting romantic partners. You know, it's really catchy and fun.
Losers, in other words.
Well, I think sure.
Thanks, Alex.
No, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing.
Well, that makes
Williams,
You know who he reminds me of? You. That's why it pissed me off.
God, his delivery.
Poor girl, probably
His delivery really is good
crying.
on that. He waits just long enough to throw the spear.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Alex. And it's time now to move to the newsroom.
You think she'll stand and throw a
with
rose in
Navy
the hole
Federal
and-
Credit Union spokesperson Christy Lee.
We have an update on our sheep story. A flock of sheep has taken over a McDonald's parking lot in Wales. Local resident Andrew Thomas posted his photo of the sheep standing outside the closed restaurant onto social media and joked, quote, even the sheep in Ebwale, Wales are having McDonald's withdrawals. Thomas said he was leaving the Aldi when he noticed the nearby McDonald's parking lot was full of the sheep.
Full of sheep.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you read any farther? The sheep were complaining because the ice cream machine wasn't working.
Yeah, that's what they say. You just didn't want to clean it.
Yeah, you're going to miss that.
Yeah.
I think McDonald's is. I saw that they're come up with a new ice cream machine that works better, I guess, and requires fewer cleans.
Apparently,
or
those are
something.
really difficult to keep clean.
Exactly.
And so to keep working anyway. So
Look at this.
My goodness.
Man, twice in 1 week?
As we live and breathe.
Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen,
everybody.
Dr. Tom Whiskey.
You were talking about those sheep, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been around some sheep in my day.
Have you? I bet.
yeah,
Out
living
in the
there in
Old
the-
West?
You know where they were all in that McDonald's parking lot?
Why?
Good Wi-Fi.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah,
I thought it was the coffee.
could be.
Sheep love coffee.
Well, you know, some of the people who deal with sheep, it can be difficult.
Oh.
Shepherds?
The reason the sheep were in town is because the lady that takes care of them was a total nut job. Totally whacked out. I heard the backstory. She'd be out there in the fields and just start yelling at the sheep, putting them down, saying, "You sheep, you ain't nothing but a bunch of glorified cockroaches.
Oh, my.
You ain't going to amount to nothing."
Holy hell.
That is
And a
insulting.
couple minutes later, her personality would completely change.
Oh, bipolar, huh?
She'd start singing to him, like that Whitney Houston song, "The Greatest Love of All Time," stuff like that. Then she'd end up rolling on the ground and rub dirt all over her face and the chin area and start acting like Abe Lincoln and start reciting the Gettysburg Address.
What?
That's weird.
She carried on like this for hours, I understand. Well, a few days ago, the sheep couldn't take it anymore, and they ran off into town to that McDonald's parking lot just to get away from this nut job. She probably had 12 different personalities, that lady. The sheep had a name for her.
Oh, yeah?
What was that?
Sybil Shepherd.
Well, you know,
See, I'm going with Little Bo. How is that going to work?
for those of us who remember Sybil,
Little Bo Peep.
that's damn funny.
Hey, when it comes to multiple personalities, isn't she the go-to?
Sybil, yeah.
Oh, of course. Sally Field, one of her finest performances.
Now I realize it wasn't just a Tomism when he said people who take care of sheep.
Right. Yeah,
He was trying to avoid the word shepherd.
Right, exactly. I'm just glad I didn't jump in with, you mean a shepherd?
I did.
I would have gotten a look. And,
I think we steered it far enough away. I think it's all good. I think, okay. If you see the picture of this, it is pretty funny. We're getting lots of pictures like this of all over the world.
Wild animals are taking over. Have you noticed in your own yard? I had a possum and a raccoon both this morning. Come on. What the hell?
Were they walking together?
No, they weren't walking together. The possum was in the backyard, and the raccoon was trying to get in my trash can again.
And we had the
I need a brick.
Trash panda.
I
Put a
love the
brick on
story.
top
Was
of
it
it.
yesterday, or the day before, about the hawk in New York City, and they literally they have a special ops squad.
Oh, yeah, to help
Yeah, literally NYPD special ops, and they went and they rescued this beautiful bird.
Yeah, it had a broken wing, right?
Yep, sure did.
Broken wings. Take
And didn't we discover that there was actually a TV show like NYPD Hawk or something with Burt Reynolds?
There was a show called Hawk back in the 60s. He was a Native American private detective or cop, I forget which. And the sidekick for Spencer for Hire on ABC with Robert Urich was Spencer. And I forget who the gentleman was who played his sidekick, but his name was Hawk.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that show, but I assume he'd walk around with all those big leather gloves on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Have to.
Just in case.
Never know when a hawk's going to strike.
So, Christy, what else is happening in the world of news?
Well, I guess we got to get back to this pandemic stuff. Atsumi Fashion is an apparel manufacturer in the city of Hime, Japan. They specialize in making women's undergarments. I got your attention, Josh. Well, they are now applying the same underwear designs to face masks, especially face masks that look like bras. On Saturday, the Atsumi Fashion lace bra face masks went on sale to the public.
Really?
Priced at $14, the delicate accessory sold out moments after becoming available as shoppers flocked to the Atsumi Fashion's online shop.
Couldn't you just cut a bra in half and voila, you have a face mask?
Yeah, pretty much.
One cup right over the chin and mouth?
Yeah, why not?
You might need to use a filter in that, but...
Well,
stuff it.
Yeah.
It would be somewhat comical.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some idiot that would use a big falsie. Look like Jay Leno.
It's a big business, face masks. A lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon.
Gaiters, where you pull them up over your neck.
That's a
your
great
neck.
idea.
Yeah.
Like a turtleneck without the shirt.
But if you wear a brassiere in your face for that purpose, it's just you're being safety conscious. If it's women's panties around your face, you're a pervert.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially the crotchless. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you have to wear them sideways.
Right.
Okay. Did you see this story? As we were talking about me forgetting my deodorant this morning, shoppers are apparently not buying shampoo and deodorant as personal grooming has taken a back seat during this lockdown.
To buying food.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That's true. Consumer goods giant Unilever said there have been a slump in sales for a host of its products as consumers is it Unilever or Lever?
Lever.
Pay less attention to their appearance while stuck at home.
It's
What?
Here we go.
Tucker and Lever.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'd be Lucker and Lever, wouldn't it?
Many customers are finding or holding off on shaving and washing their hair. Even deodorant is taking a back seat in some cases. As Tom mentioned, he quit using deodorant. Yeah.
Although in France, no one's noticed a difference.
No.
Hey, look, she's cute, but she smells like Galois. Or Marlboros, depending on what her choice of. Yeah, I believe that.
Sure, yeah. You don't have to shower every day if you're not going to work every day.
The funniest story we've had, I don't have it in front of me, was the one about the woman who was creating masks, and she was using a fabric that had the imprints of the male member on it. Mm-hmm. And in some cases, it had small depictions of the ladies' naughty parts.
Yes, you had to really look at it.
Yeah, but that was the whole point, was if you can see this, you're too close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty clever.
Did you see this?
Kind of hard to explain to the kids.
Sure.
Well, mommy's got on her face. Never mind.
Did you see these bra masks?
No, are they just
is there a picture of them?
Yeah, there is. I just put it up on Twitter. They really are like a lacy, pretty bra cup, and it's just on your face. It's pretty interesting.
On your face.
On your face.
Oh, yeah. They're
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen pictures of them.
Mm-hmm. They're exactly what.
They are dainty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and this woman has a pink.
Pink what?
Pink mask.
Face mask.
Oh, okay. Careful.
Yeah, don't leave us hanging on pink.
Yeah, they're actually kind of.
They're kind of pretty.
Yeah, they're kind of pretty. They're kind of sexy.
Yeah. I was going to
like
ask. That's what.
Mask. It's like a lingerie kind of look.
I was going to ask you that question. Do you think it's sexy or is it kind of weird?
Yeah, not really the place to have a really sexy.
But that's the thing now. A lot of them are blinged out.
When they do the rom-com about this, or the 300 rom-coms about the quarantine, there'll be a scene in which someone that looks incredibly beautiful Like some guy looks incredibly handsome, and he pulls down the mask and.
Oh,
he's Elephant Man.
Yeah. Okay.
I love you.
God, now, coming up, who's our next guest?
Drew Hastings is our next guest, I believe.
Drew,
isn't
new
it?
daddy Drew.
All right, we'll look forward to talking to Drew. Also, we're going to talk to Mr. Skin, and we're going to get to the mailbag too, and check in with Mr. Pat Godwin and his guitar. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Looking for something to do over the weekend? How about subscribing to Bob and Tom's VIP premium service? There you go. If you're a Bob and Tom fan, you need to treat yourself. Check out the live Bob and Tom VIP premium service, including the 7-camera video stream of the show. Jeff Oskey taking care of that each and every morning. Plus, you get access to the Bob and Tom archives, the complete album library, and you can listen to the Bob and Tom Show commercial-free and on demand with our daily podcast when you're a member. Check it out now at bobandtom.com/VIP. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Rolling Stones are releasing a new song called Living in a Ghost Town. Mick Jagger say they felt the song would resonate through the times we're living in right now. The band say they created the song in Los Angeles, London, and in isolation. Parks and Recreation is making a comeback, but it's for one episode only and for a good cause. The original cast of the sitcom reuniting for a COVID-19 related fundraiser. It will feature Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, and Adam Scott, plus the rest of the bunch, and air Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Storyline dovetails with the coronavirus crisis as Poehler's character Leslie Knope tries to stay in touch with her buds while following social distancing rules. Donations made during the show will go to Feeding America's COVID-19 Response Fund. And in Iowa, Ashton Kutcher was asked by Governor Kim Reynolds to do a PSA urging residents to stay home. While there, he ended up telling her about a friend with ties to a testing company, and that firm has now ended up with a $26 million no-bid deal with Iowa to do COVID-19 tests. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hi, this is Bob.
And this is Tom. And this is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Comedy on your computer all day and all night.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy. There are things you never say when a man is nude.
I didn't mean to laugh.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
Can you help me find it?
There are things you never say to a naked dude.
Does that thing come with an air pump? I thought you said you had small pox.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
You call that fun size?
There are some things you should never say.
But your feet are so big.
Aw, that's cute.
Hang on, I'll get my tweezers.
Oh, it's like a little light switch.
Am I being punked?
Did you fall asleep in a freezer?
It's a good thing you're rich.
Well, at least this drink is stiff. For a second there, I thought you had a third nipple.
I didn't know they could be innies.
Well, this explains your big car.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
Wow, your boobs are bigger than mine.
There are things you never say when a man is nude.
This explains why you're still single.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
Thanks, I could use a toothpick.
There are things you never say to a naked dude.
We'd better turn out the lights. I think I'm gonna need to finish off that bottle of tequila.
Bob and Tom. 24/7. Oh, yeah.
My brother Dennis and I one time we were talking about this, and like if you say you're a comedian, then you're kind of like you got to get
Tell
ready.
me a joke.
Yeah, So we decided we were golfing, and they hooked us up with two other guys.
Yeah, no, I'm cold. That's weird.
It's
8:19 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
That wasn't metal at Omnisource that you heard, and at the end of that, was
What
the
was it?
ice coming off our microphones.
Yeah, I don't know what. We've
just
hit the
kicked in.
magic hour.
That was my balls clanging together.
I'm telling you, somebody at corporate's pulling a joke on us every day at 8.
You know what? I believe you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out, or semi-adults. Christy Lee is behind the glass with a quick forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Some sunshine today, high 68. Clouds move in overnight down to 50. Cloudy with rain tomorrow, 59. A few morning showers on Sunday, but then we will see sunshine late in the day and a high of 55. It's 48 right now.
Thanks very much. Don't forget Lady Alexa. You can ask Alexa to play Q95 via iHeartRadio. And there's a bunch of ways to do it. I guess I could give you some instructions. You're at home, you want a social distance from some stranger, you can just shout across the room. Get your tunes on. Saying, hey, baby, back off. Won't work. Alexa, play Q95 and iHeartRadio, please. Thank you very much. This is working for me. We're back. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, we got a weird gray blur coming off the left field fence. I'll find out what the hell that is in a second. Let's see now. In left field, it's Ace Cosby. This is your catcher speaking. I'm Tom. Ace is our engineer, of course. Way out there in center, it's Chick McGee in the big room. And then, of course, at first base, it's Josh Arnold.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah.
I get to be the first base coach.
No, I think since you're behind the glass, you're up in the broadcast booth.
Oh, okay.
It's Christy Lee. And then on the Jumbotron,
yeah,
extending the metaphor.
Yeah. Sure.
It's comedian Drew Hastings, who joins us from somewhere in the fields of Ohio. Hi, Drew. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here, and I'm mostly awake. Yes.
All right. It's good to see you. Drew, formerly the mayor of Hillsboro, Ohio, a veteran of the Tonight Show, went from being a comedian to a mayor, and now is a retired mayor ex officio, whatever it is, and
lame duck
working on his book.
That's right, a lame duck working on a book. And speaking of mayor, I happen to be doing through my research files. I don't know if you can see this. This was a headline from a recent article. What is that? This is my State of the State address that says, attitude is the key to success.
That sounds like a Jack Freeman quote.
Yeah. Well, it does. And that was the theme to my address to the Rotary Club. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. This is an organization of guys that, they have lunch and they talk about things.
They make things rotate.
They make things rotate.
Talk about old phones.
Yeah.
Old phones. How did you know that?
They're not the keypad club or the touchpad club or the digital club.
No. They're still skimming through Rolodex.
I see. I wish I'd do that again to get out of this right now. I miss my Rolodex.
Do you really?
Yeah, I found it not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, make predictions, if you will. I predict that sales of both pumpkin pie and apple pie Glade air fresheners will plummet due to the fact that women are actually making these items at home now.
And men.
Yeah, we were talking about this off the air because a bunch of us are
cooking a lot.
And making bread.
Right. I'm not making bread, but banana bread.
There was a yeast. It became very difficult to get yeast. I did check local listings, but
well, women can grow their own.
Oh, jeez, Josh.
I'll direct the mail to you.
Gosh, Josh.
Drew,
You're right.
Although I know that you were a single man for many years, you now have somehow incredibly lucked out by finding a lovely,
but he fell in
wife.
love many times.
Oh, yeah.
Many times, as Chick knows. You have to trample through the garden of love, killing a lot of flowers before you stumble upon one that catches your interest.
And stays rooted.
Sometimes his love would last all the way down the hallway until the elevator doors shut.
I was not.
right.
I was trying to say something nice, Drew, but all those years of being single, I don't see you as being able to cook.
No, I was never able to cook. No, I ate out. I ate out all the time. So I don't know what I would have done at this particular time in my life. I don't know what I would have done because I can't really go out to eat. So my wife has turned into a pretty good cook, though. She's been she gets this service where they mail food to you. I don't understand it, but they mail meals to you. And then you prepare them, and then, but actually they've turned out okay. Yeah, they are.
They're great. They're called HelloFresh. They are fantastic.
Great.
And they seem to work out.
Good.
And, so we're doing that. And other than that, we're coping. We've got the baby, as you know, is
breathing.
The baby's active.
Active.
He's active. Yeah.
How old is he now?
Yeah, I would bring the baby on, but the baby's grounded for the summer.
Oh, okay. The summer. Wow.
Yeah.
But I was just saying this to somebody. How do you ground a kid anymore?
Yeah.
Hey, you can't leave the house.
Yeah, you have to take away their
Well,
iPad.
that's true.
Screen time.
Yeah, I suppose. But with a baby, there's no screen time. Now, do you have a perambulator or
A what?
A stroller. What normal people would say.
A pram.
Oh, a pram, yeah. Yes, but as we've quickly discovered, having a nice high-end stroller doesn't work well going down back county roads that are barely paved.
Yeah. You need to get a jogger.
Inflatable.
I see.
You need to get one of those joggers with the big bike tires.
Sure.
Those are great.
Well, we tried to drive up to the community state college where they've got that track and you can go around that track, but there's other people out there too. And, they're all trying to
breathe.
Yeah, breathe, stare at you, don't come near me.
Let me ask you this,
They're all
Drew.
crazy.
Drew, I know you're not much of an exercise person, but
well, as you can see, what's my T-shirt say?
the only exercise I'm getting is mood swings.
That's right.
Are you wearing sweatpants right now?
Well, I'm wearing a pair of stylish lounging pajamas.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Those are nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are nice and striped. You look like you're Mick Jagger.
Oh yeah. Well, these are the I don't know what they're called, but
Nordstrom Rack?
a fellow named Cremieux.
Cremieux?
Yeah, Daniel Cremieux.
I'm just fine. How are you? No, that's not right.
That's right.
Are those pajama bottoms? Or that?
Those are pajama bottoms, which I wear nonstop now. I wear them for everything. I go outside. I just put on some driving shoes and these. I don't care if anything matches anymore. I just go out. What are you staring at? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, with the video connection here, I noticed that you look like one of those proof of life photographs. You look like a business executive from a major international corporation that's been kidnapped and not allowed to shave for several weeks.
Yes, I have 3 words to say: pay the ransom.
I see. Now I know
they're going to take it before you get mailed an ear.
You got. It's my understanding that you have auctioned off your cattle.
Yes.
And so your farm is. What's happening there? Are you planting anything?
Well, there's talk of planting a for sale sign in the front yard, but we think we'll stick it out. Right now, we're lying fallow. And I've got somebody down the road who's got really high end cattle, who they want to put them out here for the summer, which I'm thinking of doing. But it's kind of weird renting out your land to somebody else with cattle. It's like. I don't know where your cattle have been. You know what I mean? It's just weird,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that world.
Bad.
Well, let me ask you this. If somebody said, I'd like to let 3 or 4 of my small children, come over and live at your place and run around, would you be okay with that?
No, I totally do not see the connection, but we'll move right on. Okay, fallow.
Fallow.
Yeah, fallow. We're like fallow, which means I have to get out on a bush hog.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it'll take your mind off.
Because I've got over 45. Let me repeat that: 45 acres. It takes days to walk that kind of land.
Sure.
Yeah, you can't see it all in one day. No.
Oh no, there's no way.
Do you have any trees?
Yes, the ones that the ash borer hasn't killed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
So we have a lot of firewood, what I call standing firewood.
I see.
You have a lot of forest firewood.
That's right. But I've been out planting trees, believe it or not. Last year I planted a bunch and I mix them up. I have an elm, oak, maple, buckeye. Mix them up. That way you're not disease won't kill them all at once. You mix them up.
Quite the arborist, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a real arborist there, Josh. That's what I am.
Okay, well, we've learned a lot. Well, listen, Drew, we're going to let you go. How soon is the book going to be done?
Well, I'm working with my editor right now, and he's going to, in fact, in the next couple of days, going to give me some notes back on what he needs to see or not see. And
do we have a title?
No, I've had a working title. That's none of your business at this point.
That's the title? That's none of your business?
That's pretty good, yeah.
I'd keep that.
No, we've had Party of One. We've been kicking that around. So
okay,
we're working on some things.
Tom loves naming things. You know that, Drew.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Really?
Oh, yes.
The Battles of Hastings, that was the name of your podcast for a while, right?
Yeah.
TV show.
Pilot,
Well, and that was a syndicated column I had.
Oh, okay.
Is that available on YouTube? I was going to ask you that. Could I see the Battle of Hastings on YouTube if I search?
Yes, you can see clips from that.
Right, yeah.
The sizzle reel?
Yeah, what we call the sizzle reel, Josh. That's exactly right.
Okay. Well, Josh usually watches the Sizzler reel.
I love it, man.
Not only does he like to...
the Texas toast?
Yeah,
Come on.
people loading up potatoes.
Yeah, he likes to watch other people eat.
Yeah, I can't get enough of it. That's how fat I am. You understand?
I don't think you do. Oh, my God.
Okay, Drew. Great talking to you. Drew Hastings.
Bye, Drew.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, stay well, my friend.
You squeeze that baby.
Okay. Wow. His wife, can you imagine that?
Taryn? No, I can't.
Yeah,
She's got to be a saint.
Yeah. Okay. I had a feeling he
can hear us.
Drew just looks like someone that couldn't even cook an egg. I think we need to hang up.
No, I think he's hanging on.
Okay.
Some of the best times with him backstage, not even on stage, just going on about whatever.
I love it. Yeah.
Good Lord.
When he riffs, it's
and
the best.
I didn't know he was wearing those fancy pajama bottoms. I just assumed.
Yeah.
Because he's always wearing really
got some of those?
exotic. No, I think I'm going to write down what was the name? Clyde Crash Cup or something.
It was Clyde Crash Cup. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, you can get a stroller for like $6,000.
$6,000 for a stroller?
Yeah.
No, if you're in the country, the best thing to get is one of their like joggers where
That's what
they have the big wheels on them. You can get them for a couple $100 at the most. They've got especially the front wheel and the back wheel are real big. So when you get to curbs and holes, you can pick them up. They're fantastic.
You must be settling then for a lesser stroller.
Yeah, boy. Oh boy.
No, you don't need a.
Must not care about your kids that much.
Yeah, definitely reflects.
Although I tell you what, the chick will hate this story because it's so true. Back when times were real and you could talk to people, I was coming out of the grocery store, and there was a guy who couldn't figure out how to.
Oh my God! Listen to this
fold
story.
His stroller.
How he invites himself into other people's lives. It's amazing.
These strollers are so different and so complicated, and on some of them, you'll know this, Christy. Some of them now there's like a rip to get him to close.
Now, does that make it easier though? I have to.
Mine had a handle. You
easier.
twisted it.
They're great if you know what to do. But if you don't know what to do,
well, of course
this
not.
poor guy was trying to get this thing back into his car, but he couldn't get it to fold up.
Yeah.
So we walked over and finally. I'm not kidding. Some
Real
of them,
hands-on dad.
Some of them have like a hidden cord down here. You got to pull this and squeeze.
Did you call him a simpleton? Yes or no?
No, I said I don't blame you. I've been down this road.
Let me see that, you idiot.
You go to Disney World, you walk around, and it's like there's so many varieties, and there's the stroller technology. It's great.
I'd love to go to Disney World.
No, I know, me too. Just to see the flowers.
I know.
Do they have strollers kind of like lawnmowers where you just press a bar and it moves mostly by itself? And
probably.
Oh, yeah. Like a magnetic drive or something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want anyone, mom or dad, to get any exercise.
Just a power stroller.
Sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to see other people have exercise.
I can't even. You guys can't even talk about it.
I'm
getting physically ill.
He likes to watch people eat, and he can't watch them exercise.
Love the Sizzler reel.
Come on, yeah. Wait, who else was I going to direct it at?
I yell at the screen.
Sure, it was mean, but I just thought of the joke. I didn't.
You're not going to put more sour cream on? Oh, you idiot!
And then you can start your learn how to eat.
Yes.
Okay. Pat Godwin has rejoined us.
Hi, Patty.
Looking good, everybody. Pat. Oh, nice. We have Christy Lee in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. You got.
We were talking about babies. I have a story real quick. Do you want to hear this?
Sure.
A 68-year-old woman has given birth to twins.
Oh, no.
A Nigerian hospital announced the birth yesterday. Apparently, the woman.
Okay, that.
Due to her advanced age, she gave birth to two teenagers. I don't know if you.
She had received 3 previous IVF procedures. The Lagos University Teaching Hospital announced that Miss Margaret Adinuga gave birth to a boy and girl via cesarean section. She carried these kids 37 weeks. That's pretty incredible for anyone carrying twins. That's quite a milestone.
I saw this. Did you see a picture of her?
I did not.
It's pretty amazing. 68 years old with two
a boy and a girl
newborns.
Yeah.
She's not going to be breastfeeding.
No.
Oh, no.
No. Her memories announced last call 30 years ago.
Thanks
for the memories.
She can sit and knit, and the
the
babies can nurse on the floor.
I think Josh has thought of something though this week. Good to go back to the stroller thing.
Mm-hmm.
There probably is one out there that you don't have. It's like the lawnmower that's got the automatic. There's probably one with a push bar that powers the stroller.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if there's one that you can actually not have to even be with the kid, like
a remote control, like a
Roomba. You just go around till it hits an object and turns somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Those robot vacuum cleaners. Now, Josh, you're familiar with the Roomba technology.
Yes, yeah.
How does it work again?
Oh, it pretty much works exactly like this. Oh, it's got 3 Cheerios in it. It's full. Let's go ahead and frisbee that in the woods.
Yeah. You're ready to change the bag-ish, I guess, what they have. Every 5 minutes, they get a Roomba.
Little chamber.
If I have kids, I think I will get a custom-made stroller. Let's say I have a 2-year-old
yes,
and a baby.
Yes.
I will get a stroller that sort of looks like a motorcycle and then has a tiny sidecar that the baby can sit in. You see what I'm saying?
Great. I think someone probably has customized one.
No,
like that.
I don't understand what you're saying.
That's a great idea.
Well, you see, I got 2 kids. One's a little bigger than the other.
2 years old and the newborn's the worst possible age spread. Ask any pediatrician.
Yeah, don't they say 3 years between 6?
3 years, at least 3. Yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Of course not. No.
I had the triple. You know that, Kristen.
Yeah, I remember this.
I had a triple
stroller.
Yeah, and then I ended up giving it to a friend of mine who had triplets.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's perfect for them.
But, yeah.
Did you laud that over them? How's that stroller doing that I gave you?
I did not.
I did not.
But it was the jogger stroller.
So you're with strollers the way you are with your cars. You don't like them to get too far away. You like to know where they stand.
No, I just want to give them to someone that can use them. What am I going to do? I've still got it in my garage.
Have you seen that commercial for Loves, I think, where the father has a baby on his chest and he's pushing the stroller and says, learn how to parent. And he's just got it all down. And he walks by somebody who's changing a diaper and they're struggling. And he just calmly hands them a Loves and walks on. He's just the coolest guy in the park. That's the way I see you parenting.
That's how Tom identifies?
Yeah, that's it. Here you go.
Hey, loser.
That's right.
You think any of those guys that have that toddler or baby fetish, they like to be dressed up as like to be pushed around in a stroller?
Probably.
Sure, with their
in
feet
public
up,
at a park.
in diapers with their feet up, wearing a bonnet.
Yeah.
That's
Change me, I'm dirty.
okay. Thanks.
There we go. People love that.
Times are odd, as we all know, and I wanted to give you a little hint here. If you're working out of your house, like a lot of us are, and maybe you've got a lot of mailing you have to do, now is the time to check out something called Stamps.com, because anything you can do at the post office, you can do at Stamps.com and save yourself a ton of money, right, Christy?
That's right. All you have to have is a computer, and you can print official U.S. postage 24/7. That means any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it, it's right there at your computer. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off shipping rates. And there's no equipment to lease, no long-term commitments. Anybody who's had to work one of those postage machines knows exactly what I'm talking about. And now, in addition to offering discounted U.S. Postal Service rates, Stamps.com also has great rates on UPS services.
That's right. In fact, Christy, I don't know if you saw this, they now have discounts up to 62% with Stamps.com. And also, with Stamps.com, you will not have to pay UPS residential surcharges. It would appear that Stamps.com is a no-brainer. Do we
Yes,
have,
I agree.
Quorum, whatever the hell it is. Harumph. Thank you, Roger. You save time and money right now. Christy, tell them what to do.
All you have to do is get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. For Bob and Tom listeners, go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Bob and Tom. That's Stamps.com. Enter Bob, A-N-D, Tom, and you can get a great deal from Stamps.com. What a timely offer.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Now, coming up, we have a really unusual story about as things ease back into the world of normality, how
I think it's normalcy.
Oh, God.
Well, it's
Here we
normalcy
go.
if you're illiterate. Coming up, how are we going to segue back into the real world? Well, there's some ideas that are being tested right now. One of them involving how will we go back to our favorite restaurants.
Okay.
When we come back, well, we'll see there's an experiment up and running already. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
You can find us on Twitter at Bob and Tom, or you can email us at bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy, guests, Bob and Tom exclusives, and it's here on the internet. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Rolling through a Friday with you on Bob and Tom 24/7. Drew Hastings and celebrity sexpert Mr. Skin joining us via Zoom today. We're maintaining our social distance in the studio, as you all should be. Wash your hands, stay safe, and enjoy spending another weekend with your family right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Heisman Trophy winner LSU quarterback Joe Burrow taken by the Cincinnati Bengals with the first pick in the NFL draft last night. Burrow led the LSU Tigers to the national championship in a record-setting season. 76.3% of his passes completed for over 5,600 yards, 60 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. Washington Redskins had the second pick. They chose Ohio State defensive end Chase Young. Jeff Okudah, also from Ohio State, defensive back, went to the Detroit Lions with the third pick. NCAA is moving closer to allowing Division I athletes to earn money from endorsements and sponsorship deals they can strike on their own as early as next year. Recommended rule changes that would clear the way for athletes to earn money from their names, images, and likeness are being reviewed by college sports administrators this week before being sent to the NCAA Board of Governors. And from Los Angeles, retired Dodgers broadcaster Vin Scully has been hospitalized after falling at his Los Angeles area home. The team says the 92-year-old fell Tuesday, taken to the hospital for observation. He is resting comfortably and is expected to be released soon. Scully joked that he won't be doing any headfirst sliding anytime soon. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
The following is a paid advertisement for the Joe Jefferson Vocabulary Builder Upper. The Bob and Tom Show does not endorse this product, nor any claims made by Jeff Joseph or anyone affiliated with him.
Here's something new from the creator of the Joe Johnson Memory System.
Hello, I'm Jack Johnson. I get letters from thousands of happy customers who have used my memory system to improve their memory. I get faxes, emails, phone calls, and I even get thousands of letters from happy customers, all of whom have used my memory system to improve their memory's remembering ability. But are you aware that people often judge you based upon the size of your vocabulary? It's true. If you have a teensy-weensy vocabulary, people might assume that you are some kind of diseducated Mormon. That's why I have come up with this new thing that I call the Jeff Johnson Vocabulary Builder Upper. Yes, the Jerry Jenkins Vocabulary Builder Upper can make you seem intelligent. Does it work? Just listen to these ceremonials.
That's right, Joe. My vocabulary used to be small. I only used a fraction of the words and phrases available in the English language. Then I recovered the Jim Johansson Vocabulary Builder Upper, and it increased my vocabulary significantly. In fact, I'm now up for a demotion at work. Thanks, Jake Jameson.
I had yet to furnish college when I relapsed that my vocabulary was very, very not large. I was strangling with my classes when I heard about the John Jennings Vocabulary Builder Upper. In just a few weeks, I had learned 800 new words and their defecations. Thanks, Jimmy Jackson.
Ever since I took the Jan Jenner Vocabulary Builder Upper course, I've been able to have really deep conversations with my friends and my coworkers I work with at work. It's also helped me with my clientels during meetings. I sound way more classier than I used to. They often ask me if I intended one of them extensive Ivy League universals. Believe it or not, I didn't. Jake Jorgensen, you're a genius.
The Jacob Johansson Vocabulary Builder Upper is way more successful than any other program. In fact, I'll garnish it works, or my name's not Jack Gilson. Don't just take my word for it. I've gathered this group of recent graduates to get their assertion. What do you satisfactory customs have?
846 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Cha-ching. The famous, of course, Chinese trapeze Chinese ass. Sorry.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. You see, that was...
Yeah, they made a lot of money.
If you were paying attention to that, there was some cash involved. Pay attention again. I know Crystal's got some cool stuff coming up on Q95. She's chugging a...
Nice
bottle of water.
Bottle
sorry.
of water.
Okay. Just,
Not talking to her builder.
No,
it's Christy Lee behind the glass. Christy Lee, what is going on with the weather?
Well, we have sunshine today. It's not going to be a bad day at all. Look for a high of 68. Clouds, though, move in overnight down to 50. And then it's going to be a rainy Saturday with a high of 59. A few morning showers sticking around for Sunday, but sunshine late in the day, high 55. Monday looking great. Tuesday up to 75 degrees. How's that?
Okay. Good news.
Might rain, but 75.
A little less rain, if you don't mind.
Well, April showers bring Mayflower.
That is true. Okay. Coming up, a little bit of a little something special. That's all I can say. I'm going to be vague about this. And hang out with us here on Q95. Some serious cash at stake. Oh, wait a second. We're back. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We are worldwide on American Forces Radio, coast to coast, on great radio stations all across the country. And
how about ya?
We are on the YouTube, everywhere. Got a letter from Antarctica the other day, which is it's great. We'd love to hear from you. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com is our email. Coming up, I believe. Very excited about this. We have the I Hate Steven Singer presents the Ace Cosby joke of the day. Ace is our engineer.
Can't wait for that check.
He's right over there. Ace is wearing his Oakland Raiders cap. Of course.
And he told me a joke during the break. He said, the funniest thing I've ever heard him say. He goes, this joke coming up's a good one.
Okay. we'll find out. That's a chick. There's Josh. Through the glass. It's the Navy Federal Credit Union News Room.
Hello.
With and this is Tom speaking. And before I say hello to Mr. Wait a minute. That's
not Pat Godwin.
It's not Godwin.
No.
My.
It's some stylish lumberjack.
Hey.
It's Steven Singer.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. Are you in your library?
I am in my home office, and I just hacked into your computer system so I could hear Ace tell me this great joke.
Okay. Well, you might want to stay seated.
All right.
Okay.
So you can leap to your feet when he gets done.
Okay, here's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. The website is IHateStevenSinger.com. It's Steven Singer Jewelers, and they are proud to present. That's right. It's the Ace Cosby joke of the day. Ace, here you go.
Well, we talk off the air all the time about what to watch on TV because we're quarantined and stuff. So I have a suggestion. Tonight, the National Championship of Origami is on.
Really?
Yeah, it's on pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
That was the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
Pay-per-view.
Formerly sponsored by.
I think you owe Steven Singer money, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, hey, Steve, well, we got you here. I know that you're doing some interesting stuff at the shop, as they say, with IHateStevenSinger.com. I was saying the other day that everyone's getting lots of packages, but it's often fairly important stuff, toilet paper and this and that.
Disinfectants and
wouldn't it be nice if one of those oh, look, baby, this is for you. I wonder what's inside it. Maybe a nice, I don't know.
Bracelet.
Gilded Rose from Steven Singer. Bracelet. This is good bracelet.
Earrings.
Yeah. And
True.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven, I always wear a watch, but I don't right now because of all this hand washing, and you're supposed to wash up to your elbow. I guess it'd be pretty nice, though, a bracelet. You can't ruin that by just washing your hands.
Nope.
Well, if you get anything with precious metal and diamonds, that is completely resistant, and you won't have any issues with any of the cleaner, sanitizer, alcohol. There's really nothing that's going to damage it. It could always be cleaned, and you'd be in shape. But, this year, first, I can't tell you, I wish I was in the studio with you guys like we normally are.
We wouldn't let you in.
Well, that's true. But this is a crazy time, and this year is different. So what we've decided to do is all the roses and Mother's Day things that we sell, we're giving a portion of all the sales to donate meals to hospitals.
Oh.
And we're going to do, you'll help me out with this name, it's Eskenazi Hospital in your neck of the woods in Indy, and we are going to send in dinners or lunches to the different shifts. And what we're doing is we're taking a portion of all the roses that we sell for Mother's Day and Mother's Day jewelry and such. We're going to buy meals from local restaurants that are in the area, so it supports a local, small, independent restaurant. And then we're sending the meals into the hospital to help support these first-line hospital workers, doctors, nurses, all the people that work in the hospital, EMTs, all those things, because they are, really, really true heroes. So this time, I know this is a difficult year for people. Like you said, people are buying necessities, toilet paper and, cleaner and things like that, disinfectant. But, I think mothers, whether it's your mom, your mother-in-law, your wife, they've now become the teacher. Mm-hmm. They've become the cook, like you guys were talking about. They're cooking everything at home. They're the therapist. They're the glue that holds the family together. And this year, more than ever, you want to say I love you and you want to say thank you. And if you were able to take your mom or your wife out to dinner, you're certainly going to spend $50, $75, $100. So this way, you can get a gift for starting at $59. It will last forever. They'll come right to the door with free touchless delivery with a personalized Mother's Day card or love note from you. It'll say, I love you and last forever. You're supporting a local restaurant and you're supporting a hospital and the frontline heroes that work in the area. So it's a win-win-win.
How far away is Mother's Day?
May 10th.
Okay.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
We're talking to Steven. By the way, we're talking to Steven Singer. Steven Singer Jewelers. Real quick before we go, Steven, what is the color of the Mother's Day rose this year?
Well, this rose, it's called, and we redid everything because of what's going on. It's called the I Love You Rose. So it's good for Mother's Day or any day. And it's a blush pink rose with a very lush color. It's $59. And like I said, a portion of every sale that we're going to do from now to Mother's Day is going to these hospitals. We've done several of them already. There's pictures on YouTube and on our website. And we're going to get pictures of this, hospital that's in your neck of the woods and all these great heroes. And by the way, any nurses, doctors, any medical, first line, police, fire, any of those things, automatically, any military, anybody like that that's working like that automatically gets a discount when they go on our website. It's the only discount that we ever have. We never have a sale or discount. But all these heroes, we want to make sure that they're covered and taken care of. Cool. And we want to give a little bit back. And we know how philanthropic you guys are and all the great things you guys do. And I have to, on behalf of my staff and a lot of our friends and customers, I want to just say one thing to you, that they tell me how great it is that you're on the air and that you guys, most of you are in the studio, some are broadcasting remotely, but they say put some normalcy in their day. They'll be able to listen to you guys and laugh and have some fun and not just talk about this crazy virus world that we're in. And they just love the continuity of you guys being there for them.
Well, thanks, Steven. Steven Singer, thank you, sir. One quick question. What typically in real times is the biggest seller during Mother's Day?
Well, there's two. The one thing that we sell an awful lot of is 24-karat gold dip roses, as you know, because it's a great gift. And we have a pendant called the Ring of Hearts that is very inexpensive. And we have a I Love You to the Moon and Back pendant for Mother's Day that's $98. And these type of things that are typically under $100, it's a great way to say I love you. It lasts forever. It's completely resistant to all these cleaners and things like that. You don't have to worry about it.
So you can soap up. Okay, Stephen, we got to go. But thank you so much.
Guys.
Yeah, we'll see you again soon. And stay
Great
safe.
To see you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Stephen.
So we got a little time here, right? For Mother's Day.
Yeah, a little. 2 weeks or so.
Get
2
nervous.
weeks from
I always
Sunday.
forget them. It's lucky I'm in radio because you guys keep telling me about all these days.
Doesn't your phone and all of your social platforms remind you what day it is and whose birthday it is? And
yeah, my phone now is reminding me to turn my alarm clock on.
I believe that.
I didn't know it was doing that. All of a sudden it goes, time to turn your alarm clock on.
If you put it in the quality sleep setting or whatever.
I don't know what I did, but now it's going, set your alarm for tomorrow morning, which is and it's how nice of my phone.
You have about 2 weeks to do this.
2 weeks.
Tom.
Okay, and I wanted to remind you that some of there are ideas out there about as we segue back into real life, how are things going to go? How are they going to open up certain things? How are they going to open up restaurants? How are they going to start cutting hair, et cetera, et cetera? Well, we have one of the experiments that's going on right now in Italy.
Okay.
That's really pretty interesting, and you'll be quite surprised when we come back. Mm-hmm. You'll be very shocked how they're doing this at a restaurant.
All right.
But this may become normal. We'll find out when we return. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Everything about the show is at bobandtom.com. Check it out now. State law.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, coming up, it's the laughter after the Bob and Tom show. It's Bob and Tom's work farce, all the fun without really that much effort. Ace Cosby, your host. Keep the smile going all day. Keep your family or your coworkers, wherever you are, depending what you're up to. Keep them guessing what you're listening to on this Friday as you roll through it with us right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. More of the Bob and Tom show on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Congress has delivered a nearly $500 billion infusion of coronavirus spending, almost unanimously rushing new relief to employers and hospitals buckling under the strain of the pandemic. The president, Donald Trump, is scheduled to sign the bill during a White House ceremony later today. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden is calling on Congress to provide enough money for every state to allow voters to cast a mail ballot this November amid the coronavirus pandemic. Biden told donors during an online fundraiser yesterday that, quote, we have to make it easier for everybody to be able to vote, particularly if we are still basically in the kind of lockdown circumstances we are in now. And we know drinking and driving don't mix, especially in the Washington, D.C. area, where a tractor trailer carrying more than 4,000 cans of beer struck a guardrail early Sunday morning, sending both beer and cans over several lanes of the Capitol Beltway. It took several hours to clean up the mess. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Have you ever encountered a movie and been confused by its title?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Well, usually the creative minds behind the biggest blockbusters find a name that is both appropriate and memorable. But sometimes it takes a few tries to arrive at the best title. For instance, the movie Gone with the Wind. The in-production titles, Oops, My Hat Flew Off. And the equally inappropriate, That Patio Umbrella Done Just Blowed Away, mister.
Oh, God.
And the Hitchcock classic, Vertigo. The original title, Me Standy Uppy Too Quickie.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
Dear Penthouse, I'm a freshman at a small Midwestern university, and I never thought something like this could happen to me. When my teacher with the dynamite ass asked me to stay after class, and she started to undress, I can't forget the statement she made. If you drop your pants, I'll raise your grade. Dear Penthouse, I'm a seaman first class at an overseas naval base. It's been 7 long months since I've seen a woman's face. When I saw your recent issue, I took a box of Kleenex tissue and I locked the barracks door. Thanks to you, I've gotten a grip. Please excuse my jerky penmanship. I've read every issue since 1974. The first 2 years behind the bathroom door. I poured through it.
Let's say Q95 is the Bob and Tom Show.
No, thank you very much. We'll get a quick forecast out of Christy Lee.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sunshine, mix of clouds today, high 68. Cloudy tonight, down to 50. For your weekend, Saturday, cloudy with rain, high 59. Sunday, we start out with a few morning showers. Otherwise, some sunshine late in the day and a high of 55. Right now, 49 degrees.
Don't forget you can ask Alexa to play Q95 via iHeartRadio. You just say, hey, Alexa, play Q95 on iHeartRadio, won't you? I don't want to get up. I just want to boogie in my chair. Isn't that a song from George Thorogood? Christy Lee, what was your announcement?
Oh, friends, these are serious times, and there's nothing more important right now than the health and safety of you, your loved ones, and our community. That is why Westgate Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram encourages you to take care of your family, look out for your friends and neighbors, and let's be kind and patient, especially to those cashiers and stock people that are working so hard to keep us fed. We'll use the internet for appointments, groceries, shopping, and let's thank our first responders and all of the healthcare professionals who are working so hard. I appreciate, and I know you do, the truckers who are keeping our food and supplies going. But if you need to buy a new vehicle or if you need to service yours, my friends at Westgate want you to know they're here if you need them. WestgateAuto.com, doing whatever they can to support their customers.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. I want to remind you that Crystal will be coming up, but we'll have the Bob and Tom after party, and there's going to be a shot at some serious cash. Thanks again to Steven Singer from IHateStevenSinger.com. Going to throw some cash toward Eskenazi.
Nice.
Buying some lunches, and thanks to everybody who helped us do the same thing earlier this week. Welcome back. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Today, 24 April 2020. The quarantine continues. Let's hope it's not going to continue too much longer. Who knows? No one knows. No one's got the answers right now, but we're working on it. In the meantime, we're here having some fun. Love to hear from you. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com is the email address. I look around the room. Let's do it again. We have Pat Godwin via, I almost said Skype, via whatever that is.
Zoomy.
Looking at the table, looking at, there's a big television set on the table, and Pat's right there. Ace Cosby is our engineer, of course, and we have Chick McGee at the sports desk getting ready for... Are you going to watch the draft again tonight?
Probably, a little bit of it. Keep an eye on Twitter. Do it all. Sure. I'm a fan.
Okay, I'll pass. We have Josh over
Nobody
there.
asked you.
This is Tom speaking. Christy, you going to watch the draft with your man?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not something.
Okay. Good.
Maybe Ancient Aliens, but not the...
There you go.
Yeah, Josh knows.
Giorgio and company.
Oh, Giorgio's the best.
Very compelling
There
evidence.
you go. Now there's television.
Coming up, we're going to talk with the legend himself, Mr. Skin, the world's authority on...
Naked aliens.
Naked stuff. Write that down when he calls in. I want you to ask him.
Okay.
If there's nakedness and...
No, everybody had clothes. They were never naked.
Well, you know.
I want to know, are there movies where they have naked aliens?
Oh.
I'm in one. Yes.
Oh, that's
and
right.
That was featured on MrSkin.com.
That's correct.
Yeah. Space Babes from Outer Space.
I have not seen that, Josh.
Space Babes from Outer Space.
Are you in it a lot?
No, one scene, one key scene. Yes.
Now,
is that available as a download?
It is.
Do I have to get the director's cut if I want to see you, or are you in the?
Yeah, I made the final cut. Yeah,
that's good for you.
I'm the patriarch of a, I don't know, backwoods family, sort of.
Yeah. What was your name?
I don't remember.
In the credits, he's guy number 4.
Yeah, it might be Pa Johnson or something. I forget.
Right.
I see. Well, we've been talking about obviously things a little odd right now, but what's going to be the next step? Who knows? But in Italy, they've got this new thing.
Yeah, this restaurant called El Chiac in Rome.
What? El Chiac?
El Chiac? El Chiac? I don't know.
Say it loud, Christy. When you get to a foreign word, you always, it's called...
Because nobody's going to know.
No, so just
it's
shout it out.
ILCIAK. El Chiac.
Okay.
It's in Rome, and they're experimenting with a plexiglass table divider to separate patrons during the pandemic.
Really?
I get that. However, when you look at the story, I did not realize it separates the actual diners from each other, not from the other diners, as well as the other diners. So the plexiglass divider goes right across the table.
Oh.
So the restaurant owner, Valerio Calidoroni, and his wife, Martina, tested out the divider. They were wearing gloves and masks. You can see it in the picture.
Oh,
and you also see Mr. Valerio reaching around the divider to pour a glass of wine for his wife.
Wow.
So other dividers appear to separate tables in the restaurant, but this particular one actually separates the two diners from each other.
Gotcha.
I suppose they could repurpose all those sneeze shields from every restaurant in the world that got rid of the salad bars. Yeah,
it's like dining with somebody you're visiting in prison.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So if I'm dining with my significant other, I don't need the plexiglass there, do I?
No, but you could have coffee with your friend for the first time in months.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Sound a little bit like this.
I think Josh raised it's like prison. Maybe they'd have one of those. You'd have a telephone right there.
Yeah, a drawer that you could pass. Hey, pass the salt. You open up the drawer, put it in.
You couldn't touch it though.
Well, you're wearing gloves.
Boy, oh boy, this is.
How romantic, huh?
This would be a great scene on a movie, and something goes wrong, and the guy says something, and she goes, "You're so fresh," and heaves the wine on her face, and it just hits the plexiglass and bounces back.
Oh, that is funny. You're so fresh.
Or you could, this is an Italian place.
Mm-hmm.
Heave the spaghetti, and it sticks to the wall.
Now it's garbage.
Do you know the throwing the spaghetti trick?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sticks to the wall. It's done.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
I moved out of an apartment on 80th Street in New York, and
it's behavior.
When we left, about 300 strands of spaghetti on the wall there.
Oh, Tom.
Neat.
But that wasn't the coolest thing we did. We also
Well, you've come a long way.
took a couch and threw it out the window into the alley down
Oh,
there.
that is cool. Yeah.
So you weren't always a germaphobe.
And that's
is
punk
what you're
rock.
saying.
It's in New York.
Yeah, that's rock and roll, man.
Yeah, that's
the rats turned it into a climbing wall. Okay, now Pat, you got that look?
Yeah.
What's going on over
Oh, I don't have that look. I'm being stared at by our Italian correspondent. He wants to chime in on this. All right, come on. Give me your glasses, you big. Oh, okay, here I am. Hey,
it's good to
it's
see
me.
you.
Infecto Quarantino.
Yes, Infecto. How are you?
Let me get my accordion out. I'm going to sing for you now. I don't like it as a glass of thing, you know?
Oh, you
it's
don't?
not. No, it's not a bulletproof. You know, there's no reason for it. So I'm going to sing. Oh, when the glass gets too steamy while I'm eating linguine, that's an eyesore.
Eyesore?
It's an eyesore. That's what I said, Con. Let me move on, please. When I can't touch your ass through the bigger plexiglass, that's a cock-a-block.
Is that an Italian word? I don't know.
It is.
I don't speak
Cock-a-block.
Italian.
Yeah, that's what we call it back there. Heads will crack. What do you think of that? Change it back or you'll be sleeping with the fishes. I don't want to eat my clams under glass. I can barely see my mistress. Besides, it ruins the whole decor. All right, goodbye, everybody.
What's Infecto? What's his last name?
Quarantini.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll
Infecto
have lunch here at
Quarantini.
the house.
Yeah.
Thank you, Infecto. Wow. Here we go.
If you see the picture, you're going to go, this is kind of,
Nothing surprises me now. If I thought I would see the members of Congress wearing,
some of them.
now it's become political. Wearing face masks. I mean, it's astonishing.
Yeah.
I mean, many of them for years should be wearing masks because we're being robbed by them. But
I read an article about airplane seats. They're talking plexiglass between each airplane seat as well.
Ooh, wow.
So, yeah.
Plexiglass manufacturers
It's not tight enough in there already.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the stock to buy, plexiglass.
In fact, one company they think that the key will be to take the middle seat and turn it around so it faces the other way, and then plexiglass every seat off. They said somehow that will.
no thanks, I'll drive.
Boy, the middle seat, you thought it sucked before. Now you're facing the wrong way. Ugh. Yeah, I'll drive too.
That's not going to help. Coming up, we're going to talk with Mr. Skin. Mr. Skin is a what's the word I'm looking for? Curator, if you will.
Yes.
Of first-run cinema and high-quality television, and we do live in the golden age of television. Mr. Skin's particular focus is nudity, not pornography, but nudity in film and television. And
that's exploded, I bet, for him because of all the Netflix shows.
Oh, yes.
I mean, there's nudity in almost everything.
I heard
anymore.
a guy last year, a television critic, say that if you watched every new television show, but not things like sports, et cetera, but just the new dramas and comedies, et cetera, there wasn't enough time in a year if you watch 24/7 to watch everything. There's so much content. So we got a lot to choose from. And for those of you that want to focus on certain aspects of that, Mr. Skin is certainly the man to talk to. Christy, give us the other teasers while you can.
We have a large Amish party that had to be shut down. I have a story for Josh.
Okay.
A horror film studio is going to auction off some movie paraphernalia to benefit New York City charities.
How about that?
Yeah. So that'll be cool.
And did you see the picture of the sad dog?
No.
Oh, you can just tell the dog just misses his buddies.
Oh, good.
We'll tell you about that when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello, you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. This has been Chick McGee speaking.
Hey, for everything Bob and Tom, check out one spot, bobandtom.com. Pretty easy to remember. You can always email us as well, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. Any requests of comedians, bits, songs, things from the past, or even just this past week that you'd like to hear again, we'll see if we can't get it on for you. Maybe Bob's song. He was in last week live singing it. Maybe you want to hear it again. Let us know. bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The Rolling Stones are releasing a new song called Living in a Ghost Town. Mick Jagger say they felt the song would resonate through the times we're living in right now. The band say they created the song in Los Angeles, London, and in isolation. Parks and Recreation is making a comeback, but it's for one episode only and for a good cause. The original cast of the sitcom reuniting for a COVID-19 related fundraiser. It will feature Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, and Adam Scott, plus the rest of the bunch, and air Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Storyline dovetails with the coronavirus crisis as Poehler's character Leslie Knope tries to stay in touch with her buds while following social distancing rules. Donations made during the show will go to Feeding America's COVID-19 Response Fund. And in Iowa, Ashton Kutcher was asked by Governor Kim Reynolds to do a PSA urging residents to stay home. While there, he ended up telling her about a friend with ties to a testing company, and that firm has now ended up with a $26 million no-bid deal with Iowa to do COVID-19 tests. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
My favorite new phrase is the Bob and Tom Show's in the trunk.
I forgot what that meant.
Remember what that means, Pat?
I remember what that means.
The Bob and Tom Show in the trunk, baby.
That's right.
People are listening in the car on their big speakers in the trunk.
Yeah, you pull up next to some guy in his hoopty.
Hoopty. You know, Pat, I've done a couple songs, and they just don't get played. But you, man, you're in the trunk.
Yeah.
That was the whitest delivery I've ever heard.
You're saying that?
Tom said that. Tom said that. Tom's saying that.
Whoa.
The whitest man alive.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, man, this is Donnie Baker, and this is Bob and Tom 24/7. I swear to God it is. That's like all day and most of the night.
I saw her sitting in a barroom in that smoky atmosphere. She smiled back at me as I drank down one last beer. She pulled me on the dance floor, and we danced a song or two. It was then I realized that I bit off more than I could chew. I think I'm dancing with a man. She's got calluses on her hand. She's got a voice deeper than mine. She gets a stiffy when we grind. I think I'm dancing with a man. We sat down and talked a while, and we listened to the band. Oh, and a friend of mine walked by. Oh, Tim Wilson. And he asked her if she'd dance. Then he gently took her hand. Ooh, and he twirled her round and round. It looked like he was having fun. Oh, yeah. Until her skirt fell to the ground. I think he's dancing with a man. The boys at the lodge won't understand. And with her hand on his behind, they two-step till 9:30. Think he's dancing with a man. Giddy, 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 giddy. Oh, Lord, we're dancing with a man. It'll be known throughout the land. Two boys from Texas danced a jig with a dude who wore a wig. We've been dancing with a man. She crushed a beer can on her head. Good Lord, her forehead's red. We've been dancing.
918 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
That is indeed correct. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, thanks. By the way, on Monday we did something, and we asked you to make some donations for a special event, which was an event that happens every day, giving lunch to some of the great people working in the front lines in the situations. And you stepped up, and we matched it. And so it was just fun, and it was cool. We should do it again. Thanks to Citizen State Bank and Indiana State Bank for being part of that. And thanks to you, for those of you that were able to donate. Thank you so much. Right now, a quick forecast from Christy Lee.
Also, thanks to Craig Hughes and all the great folks over there making wonderful filet sliders. Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sunshine, some clouds, high 68. Rain for the weekend, currently 49 degrees.
I still think filet slider sounds like one of Bob's sex moves in his song. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Ace, Chick, Josh, Tom in the big room. And then we have in the Under Glass. It's Christy Lee Under Glass.
Yes.
Which sounds like a erotic film title from the 60s.
Behind the Green Glass. Christy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We'll explore that momentarily. We have a guest that's joining us via the magic of Zoom. We have the famous Mr. Skin on the horn. Hey, Mr. Skin, how are you, sir?
Hey, Tom. Hey, everyone. How you guys doing?
Good to see you.
You know, the funny thing about the Zoom is before we cut over to you, you're looking at yourself in the on your own screen, using it like a mirror.
Yeah, I was like, I was worried. I didn't know if I should wear a hat or what. I just woke up, so.
No, you look great. You don't age at all. At all. It's like.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Not fair.
And now
you sleep on your left side, don't you?
Now, for those of you,
now I'm going to be checking stuff.
Oh, you look great.
For those of you that
Christy's sliding out of her chair. Be cool, man.
For those of you that are not familiar with Mr. Skin, Mr. Skin is, as I like to put it, a curator.
Yeah.
Of certain aspects. It began with certain aspects of cinema. First-run cinema, not specifically erotic or pornographic cinema, but real movies. And it's now evolved into television because we live in the golden age of television is right now.
No question. When I've been talking to you guys forever, and when I launched this in 1999, MrSkin.com, I think there were 19 television shows with nudity total. And I'm talking, it could be really brief, but nothing like today. 2009, there were 29 television shows, across cable TV that had nudity. In 2019, there were 149 different television shows across about 38 platforms that featured nude scenes. So you could see it's a completely different game. And it used to be, like you said, when I started, we focused so much on movies and we got a little TV help for MrSkin.com. Now we're almost overwhelmed with all the television nudity and get a little stuff from the movies.
Oh, I can imagine.
Before we move on, before we hooked up with you, Mr. Skin, I was asking Josh, I don't know how this came up, if there was any nudity in the world of sci-fi and aliens.
We were asking about naked aliens.
Right. We talked about ancient aliens and then nudity. And I had reminded Tom that I was in a movie called Space Babes from Outer Space that had quite a lot of
And
nudity.
I'm being told by a fan, his name is Nate, that Josh's name in Space Babes from Outer Space is Chuck.
Chuck, okay.
That's right.
Chuck. So memorable, the actor who portrayed him can't remember.
I did not.
And your best friend's name.
It's funny because we did, we do the Anatomy Awards every year. And I remember when that movie came out, we're looking at it like, oh my God, this wasn't exactly a critically acclaimed film by any means. But for what we do for a living, it was awesome because there was a scene where there had to be at least 10 or 12 topless women on a stage at one time. And it won our, that year it won most naked women in one scene for our Anatomy Award. So it is a movie that we appreciate for what we do at Mr. Skin.
Yes.
And Mr. Skin, you have created, I understand, the top 10 sexiest shows to binge watch during quarantine.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I'm calling it Mr. Skin's Quarantine. And
oh, nice.
Sure.
Yeah, and listen, the biggest thing in the last 6 weeks since my guys at my office, we've all been working remotely, and I get this a lot. Number one question I get is, can I have a free password? That's number one. Number two is, do you have any recommendation on shows I could watch? Because we watched Tiger King, we watched Ozark, we watched this, we watched that. And I get this all the time from friends, family, at the website. We get recommendations. So we decided to put this together. But Tom, we always go above and beyond the call when we do this. And for my Quarantine, I'm going to give you guys some recommendations, or your audience, on shows that are both active or have run their course that you could stream, that are not only critically acclaimed, really good shows, but they also feature incredible female nudity. And going above and beyond the call, my crack staff has added up every breast, butt, and babushka in those television shows, so we could give you statistics.
Okay.
Statistics to back it up. So.
Okay, I have a question before we get to the meat of this. Why is there a plug behind your head that looks like it must be 6 feet off the ground?
Oh, I don't know. I converted this. This used to be a closet, and I converted it into a home office way back in the day. So.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah. Just so you know, I rarely do Zoom interviews, so now you're picking apart my office. I'm gonna have to redo this.
Yeah, you stick a clock over it. It just looks weird.
Here, I'll move over.
In the middle of the room, there's a giant plug.
The weirdest things catch his eye. It's not you.
Sorry. Okay, so Mr. Skin, so these are quality television programs, but just happen to have a lot of nudity.
Oh my God, yeah. Let me start. One show is, for instance, Banshee, which aired on Cinemax for 4 seasons starting in 2013. And it's about this guy who assumes the identity of a deceased sheriff in a small town called Banshee, Pennsylvania. And as I look at our statistics that we did for this movie, there were 52 nude scenes on this show that only aired for 4 seasons. But like I said, a lot of people really like the show, not because of the nudity, but the nudity adds another element to it. So if you're looking for a show to binge watch, we even added up, we could even tell you what your commitment is on that by telling you, how many episodes it is, the number of nude scenes. So Banshee had 52 nude scenes, 49 breast scenes, 22 butt scenes. So there you go. That's a great show if you're looking for something maybe you don't know about that is both a good show and great nudity.
What would you say is the from an artistic standpoint is the best television show of the bunch you've got here that is also featuring a lot of nudity?
Well, we threw The Sopranos in as a bonus, but obviously that's a show that got great reviews and people know. And believe it or not, there are some people that never watched it, so I can imagine that would be a fun one. But one that gets a lot of good reviews, but also coincidentally has the most nude scenes in the history of television, is Shameless. And Shameless is a Showtime series. It's run for 10 seasons, yet they have an 11th season coming. 138 nude scenes over 10 seasons, and one more to go. I just don't know. One of the things that's really interesting about some of the shows we're recommending that have more seasons to go is I don't know how there's going to definitely be a delay in when these shows come back, because you can't film movies and television right now. Right. So They said November for the 11th and final season of Shameless, but I don't know. But imagine that you binge watch Shameless and you get 138 nude scenes while you're binge watching.
We're talking with Mr. Skin from MrSkin.com. And as a side note, Mr. Skin was more or less, I guess, honored in a certain movie in which someone was going to create a website that turned out already existed. Mr. Skin, that story?
Well, it's from the movie Knocked Up, 2007, and it really was an amazing thing. It's something I could never have predicted when I launched MrSkin.com. So that movie came out on June 1st of 2007, and the summer before I got a call from Universal's lawyer saying, hey, the guy that did 40-Year-Old Virgin would like to know if he could use your website for this new movie. And I didn't really know anything other than 40-Year-Old Virgin was a cool movie. So I said, yeah, sure, you could do it. I didn't charge him money. I just said, where do I sign? But you got to understand, that movie made like $250 million that summer. It's one of those, like guys like us, Tom, like our movies are like Animal House and Stripes and Caddyshack. Well, to the younger dudes that are in their 20s or 30s, you know, Knocked Up and Superbad and that era of movies is their Caddyshack. So the way they promoted MrSkin.com in Knocked Up, you know, and I've joked about this before, but it was just as good as, Reese's Pieces and E.T. It was a really great way to be promoted in a movie. And it was something, it just happened. I didn't try it. It just happened, but it was really awesome.
And I'm sure you saw results from that. I mean, did your numbers go through?
Well, that in 2007, our traffic, which we were getting millions of people a month anyway, it went up 25%. So you can imagine how many more people, because that movie came out on June 1st of 2007. So in Q3 and Q4, we killed it traffic-wise that year. But the other cool thing about Knocked Up is that movie airs it's still airing on cable television all the time and all these different channels. So it's like free publicity every time that movie airs.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, Mr. Skin, on your list, Westworld, Banshee, Altered Carbon, Easy. You mentioned Shameless. Game of Thrones, of course, is on there.
Yeah, you got to have Game of Thrones on there.
Once again, these are high-quality programs with a great deal of nudity. Californication, Sex Education, and Weeds on Showtime. But my question is, most famous actresses featured in anyone on that list?
Most famous? Good question. I got to tell you that in Game of Thrones, so many people watch that show. And you want to talk about an actress that went from nowhere to superstardom, was that Emilia Clarke, who played the Mother of Dragons. And in the first couple of seasons of Game of Thrones, I contend her nude scene in the very first episode of the very first season got people hooked on that show immediately, and it became probably one of the biggest television shows of all time. So as far as people watching, I'd say Emilia Clarke and Game of Thrones would be my pick on this list for most famous actress that got naked.
Okay.
Wow.
Amelia Bedelia? No. Okay. It's just Mr. Skin, it's always a pleasure. I'm sure you miss baseball.
Yeah, I really do. But, what are you going to do? We'll wait this out, and we'll try to do everything we can at MrSkin.com to entertain people while we're waiting through this. So.
We'll check it out and find out what's going on there. MrSkin.com. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
And we're going to switch gears and go back to the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk with Miss Christy Lee.
Police in Ohio shut down a party of Amish attended by over 100 people. According to the, chick, you lived in Ohio, Geauga?
Geauga Lake?
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Geauga County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a report of a loud party at a barn in Huntsburg Township early Sunday morning.
Had to be pretty loud if the next barn over heard it.
Sure. Sheriff Scott Hildebrand said, "We went over there, and sure enough, there were about 100 people in this barn. They were all partying. Some of them ran out, some stayed. One of the 18-year-olds was passed out, and they had to call an ambulance for him."
All right.
Hildebrand said a number of attendees were Amish. 4 Amish men faced charges, including disorderly conduct and underage drinking, while the host was charged with failure to comply with Ohio's stay-at-home order.
Well, they were on their Rumpelstiltskin, whatever it's called.
Rumaspring.
What is it? Oh, sorry.
Rumpelstiltskin.
No, you know what? It is Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah, you're right.
So how did the other people call the cops?
Well, I don't necessarily know that it was in a strictly Amish area. Maybe they had
were just
neighbors.
partying in a barn.
Right.
Yeah, that.
Well, and I know how the kids communicate because,
How?
well, they have the Amish version of it's like, well, like what you like.
TikTok?
TikTok, yeah. Clip Clop.
Yeah.
Is the Amish
Very,
version
very
of that.
popular.
You think they were playing songs and dancing with cows, don't you? That's what you think.
Okay, well, this is interesting.
It went
thing.
a little something like this. They're partying, okay?
Yeah.
In the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that yummy.
Yeah.
Got that yummy.
Spread eagle behind the hay she is.
Oh.
Jeez. All right, have a good weekend.
Hey, there's Pat. Hey, Pat, you got your guitar out. That can only mean one thing.
Can you guys hear and see me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, my
Best
screen's
lighting,
black.
best lighting ever right now. Right
I got
this
the
second.
sun coming in,
There
chick.
you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, you got to work with the sun there.
Went to an Amish party. They called it a rum springer. Bunch of loud, drunken Amish kids. It was a real humdinger. When I got to the Amish party, girls were barely clothed, skirts up to their knees, shoes off. I could see their toes.
Whoa!
But they're all sober now. Raising barns, not raising hell. But now they know there's nothing like boost pot music and a naked Amish mademoiselle. Ooh la la la. Woo. Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la.
How about that?
Tribute to the great Rick Nelson. Garden Party. God, I love that song. Wow. Well, interesting. And I know
Barely singing in that one.
we were talking.
Talk sing.
A garden
Party.
Kinda, yeah.
You don't like the song Garden Party?
I almost sang a note.
Oh. It's unbelievable.
It's all right now.
All right now.
I'm sorry, Christy, back to you.
Be honest, you like Rick Nelson because of Ozzie and Harriet. You grew up with Ozzie and Harriet, and then the first one's using medium with video. And
I just like Rick.
music.
I just like Rick Nelson. He's underrated as a musician.
I think he's rated.
Did he
just
have
about-
other hits besides Garden Party?
Oh,
Hello,
Garden Party was his great
Hello, Mary
comeback
Lou,
song.
right?
Oh.
Yeah, he had a
because-
bunch of.
I love Hello, Mary Lou.
He
Gotcha.
he grew up on television, and
Was he in a band with his brothers or was he by himself?
no, just by himself.
His son, now, are his sons Nelson? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gunnar and Agnes.
Gunnar's out by himself now. He's called Half Nelson.
Tell me that ain't quality. Take that, Ace.
Those guys had some hair, that's for sure.
They should join the WWE and be full Nelson.
Yeah.
Not a legal move, by the way. I'm sorry. Where were we,
The
Christy?
film studio that made Midsommar and Hereditary will
Oh
be
my gosh.
auctioning off movie paraphernalia
I saw this.
to benefit charities in New York City,
And
Josh.
you know what
That's
they're
great.
auctioning off? Honest to gosh, one of the hammers from Midsummer.
Oh my!
Honest to gosh.
And without giving anything away, isn't that used to?
Don't do it.
It's not used for nails.
Yes. Okay.
let's
All right.
not-
It's
yeah.
quite negative.
Those are two of the best horror films of the last 20 years, and two of the most unsettling. They're
And
not.
you know, Midsummer's done in beautiful sunshine.
It sure is.
And it's
Is that
just
Florence Pugh? Is she in that?
yes.
just frightening.
Wow.
Who's my number one, by the way?
I know,
right-
you
right
love
now.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how we function with her in the world.
No, I can't be held responsible for my actions with her.
Well, the May Queen dress that she wore is one of the items.
Wow.
You
Well,
could-
that stuff will go.
You
But
could buy that and
What are you
live
gonna
with it.
What are you gonna tell her when you see her there, Josh?
you will learn to love me.
Whether you like it or not.
Hush, hush, hush.
A24auctions.com if you're interested.
What is it again?
A24auctions.com.
Okay. I wouldn't want to own anything from those movies because they're so unpleasant.
Hey, we've got a generationally cursed doll baby here. Why here 40?
Doll baby.
Wait a minute,
Look at that doll baby.
what's making that strange noise?
That is an ugly doll baby.
Wow.
Isn't Annabelle a doll baby?
Oh, Annabelle, a doll baby.
Oh, Annabelle's a doll baby.
Oh,
She's a badass doll baby.
that's super scary.
Have you ever seen No, you haven't seen Annabelle. Of course not. I don't know why. My big gripe with that movie is this doll is frightening.
Right.
For starters.
What Chick's complaint is that when it came off the factory line, they should have gone, why the hell did you make this? That is horrifying.
Well, you know what we're going to do with this? Let's give it to a kid. No. It's terrifying.
The actual Annabelle, the real-life Annabelle, is a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
that's sort of...
Okay, we'll come back. We've got more stuff coming up.
Today in history, we haven't done that yet.
Oh, I'll have to dig it up. It's coming next. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Reach us toll free at 1-888-BOB-TOM-1 or at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just ruined it.
Hey, don't forget, if you missed today's show, we'll have an afternoon double play for you. Coming up this afternoon at 3 p.m., Christopher will step in, and we'll replay today's show back-to-back right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Heisman Trophy winner LSU quarterback Joe Burrow taken by the Cincinnati Bengals with the first pick in the NFL Draft last night. Burrow led the LSU Tigers to the national championship in a record-setting season. 76.3% of his passes completed for over 5,600 yards, 60 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. Washington Redskins had the second pick. They chose Ohio State defensive end Chase Young. Jeff Okudah, also from Ohio State, defensive back, went to the Detroit Lions with the third pick. NCAA is moving closer to allowing Division I athletes to earn money from endorsements and sponsorship deals they can strike on their own as early as next year. Recommended rule changes that would clear the way for athletes to earn money from their names, images, and likeness are being reviewed by college sports administrators this week before being sent to the NCAA Board of Governors. And from Los Angeles, retired Dodgers broadcaster Vin Scully has been hospitalized after falling at his Los Angeles area home. The team says the 92-year-old fell Tuesday, taken to the hospital for observation. He is resting comfortably and is expected to be released soon. Scully joked that he won't be doing any headfirst sliding anytime soon. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Kevin Pollak is our guest. This is something that interests me. You do, for example, you do a tremendous Johnny Carson. What are all of your guys going to die off pretty soon? I mean, you've got, is that a concern? Because one of the things about our life now, with all these TV channels out there, there's so little commonality.
Yeah.
You know, we're the classic impressions when we were coming up, was Edward G. Robinson when we were little kids. We're
Right.
going, who the hell's that?
Yeah.
And now you've got people in their 30s going, Johnny who?
Well, that's why I had to bring along Christopher Walken.
There you go.
For the kids who love him. I'm a hoofer at heart. I don't know if you saw the Fat Boy Slim video, but I kick it old school.
That's great.
Have you interviewed Christopher Walken?
No.
Okay, well, here's your chance. And keep in mind, all of his thoughts are completely unconnected. So go ahead and ask Christopher Walken anything.
All right, what's your new project, Christopher?
Frankenstein never scared me.
how long have you been working on the film?
Marsupials do.
And when's its release date?
'Cause they're fast.
They are fast. They are.
Hi, this is Bob. And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
24/7.
I was staying at a hotel in New Orleans a long time, 15 years ago, and I checked out, went to get lunch, and all of a sudden my stomach started doing some terrible things. Like, I have to go to the bathroom now. I went back to the hotel. I said, is there any chance I can get back into the room I just checked out of? And they were like, no, the maid's cleaning it right now. You can't get back in. I said, I have to use the restroom. This is a dire emergency. She said, okay, we have one in the lobby. It's a very old hotel. She goes, but the door doesn't really work. You have to hold it closed while you're in there. And I said, all right. So I go in. It's a one-seater. I'm seated. Things are happening. I'm reaching and holding the door closed.
That trick never works.
I at one point I let go of the door, and this man, probably about 80 years old, rips the door open, and I am now fully exposed to the busy lobby of the hotel. I go, sir, and he goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I go,
no, people are going to stay. Yeah, I don't want.
What? Hello?
9:45 at Q. Don't you dare! It's the Bob and Tom Show. You were doing this at 6 in the morning. You were the trailblazer.
Hey, I was on a phone call.
Oh, okay. I'm on my fault. I'm sorry. You're right.
Are you two done? Okay, because I'm just about done.
About to turn the show around?
Yeah, okay, let's see. I'll take over here. Christy, what have you got going in
not
your...
touching Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sun and clouds today, high 68. Cloudy overnight down to 50. Cloudy with rain on Saturday. Early showers Sunday morning, but then sunshine late in the day, high 55. We have 50 degrees now.
Thank you very much, Christy. Coming up, it's the Bob and Tom. It's the Bob and Tom Show after party. I just looked at the clock. I kind of lost my place here.
After party.
All right. And maybe we can help you pay your bills coming up with a shot at some serious cash. So please pay close attention to that. And I've been learning a little bit about Miss Alexa. Very helpful.
I bet you have.
You get home in your car, you want to keep listening to Q95, you just ask Alexa to help you out.
Ask her what 10 times 10 to the trillion power is. See what she says.
Ask her to say boner. It's funny.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, Kristen? Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
Wow.
Exciting day. Someone in this room will not be here Monday.
Oh, wow.
That is exciting.
Wow, talk about a cliffhanger.
Whoa.
I was going to say it's either chick or I.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Who's been sneezing?
I hate to say you're getting warm, but...
I don't know what Ace would have to do, but he hasn't done it yet. I know that. So
fine. Let's see. This is the Bob and Tom Show. This is April 24th, 2020. Happy to be here worldwide on American Forces Radio.
That's right. Space Babes from Outer Space. I was the narrator.
For the trailer,
For the trailer. I forgot all about this.
Really?
I'm a movie star.
Mm-hmm.
In a world.
Remember, you said all you wanted was a T-shirt and a DVD or a Blu-ray copy when it came out. I don't think you ever got either.
No, I didn't get either.
Okay, good deal.
I'm suing them for back end and $20 million.
Good negotiating. There's Ace. There's Josh. I'm Tom. We have Christy Lee behind the glass in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom. Pat Godwin is also joining us from across the way, and we forgot to do today in history. So
yeah, I was looking. I don't see. Did you find anything?
I got a couple things here.
What do you got?
Well,
what the hell is it?
On this date in 1800. Are you getting ready over there?
No, we're fine. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Okay.
Time now for Today in History.
Oh, you're sounding better than ever there.
Thank you very much. This is a totally... Time now for Today in History.
All right.
Get it? That's not
we'll handle
nice,
the
Leonard.
Let's see. 1800, the
mark down from
United States Library of Congress established.
Who got the first card?
Yeah, that's a good question.
George Washington.
Oh, the shushing.
Library of Congress.
How
Is there
I
a
know who got the
librarian
first
of Congress?
library card?
There is a librarian of Congress. They're pretty quiet about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Ace.
Ugly woman until she takes her hair down. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. I never knew this. In 1913, the Woolworth Building opened in New York City.
Wow, man, nobody
at
cares
60 stories and 792 feet. The Woolworth Building was the tallest building in the world until
2 weeks later, when?
No, until 1930.
Wow. Okay.
When it was overtaken by the Bank of Manhattan Trust building. When was the Empire State? Early 30s?
1932.
Yeah,
There's a great documentary about that.
Wow. 60 stories of Woolworths.
There's a
where Ace, they wouldn't have let you eat lunch for the next several years on 60 different floors.
There's some controversy.
Hey, sorry, that's history. I wasn't there.
No.
How many people died during all those, like the Empire State Building,
building them,
Hoover Dam?
Why don't you look that up and I'll continue.
Okay.
Oh, you'll like this one, chick. 1974, the NFL grants a franchise permit to.
Don't tell me. Tampa Bay? No.
Tampa Bay is correct.
Wow.
And a lot of news out of. Is it Tombo? What is he calling?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
And Tampa Brady.
Ugh. Was that going to stick?
No, neither. They're terrible.
Okay.
It's like, hi, I'm Tom Brady. For those of you who just tolerated me before, get a load of this.
Now, chick, I'm going to read part of this, and I expect you to complete it.
Okay.
2004.
Yep.
Eli Manning drafted with the first pick by...
San Diego Chargers.
Correct, sir.
Boy, I wouldn't have known that. Good job.
And then what happened?
Like a petulant child, he refused to play, and he was insisted on going to the New York Giants.
I didn't think you could do that.
How can you do that?
The Mannings are like the Kennedys. In the NFL, they can do whatever they want.
Peyton, Eli, Chelsea. Wait,
No relation.
That is not related to.
Hey, here's Pat Godwin has a song about Chelsea Manning.
Hey, it's Pat to make you laugh.
Okay, birthdays. Oh, Babs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Barbara Streisand?
What is she, 78 or something?
Born in 42. Yeah.
Man.
One of the many millions of reasons I love Josh Brolin. Had to put up with her as a step monster.
Good Lord.
Good job, Josh.
I've heard she's very funny and really nice person.
No, she's got to be a piece of crap of a person.
I see her as setting the lighting before she goes anywhere, is what I see.
Okay, you have no
here's
idea.
one. Friend of the show, Jack Blades of Night Rangers, 66 today. Ace, better send him a text.
I am now.
64, the birthday of Cedric the Entertainer.
Yep.
And that's the only person I've heard of in this. Oh, wait, no, here we go. 1982, Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, she's a sweetie.
Yeah. I've watched that show a couple of times.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. I like it.
Good.
That little talk show.
She's a happy,
first.
nice person.
Her enthusiasm
So sweet.
is
infectious, isn't it?
Contagious,
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Leonard. Leonard? Uh-oh.
You're welcome.
Somebody take his pulse.
I'm now.
Let me hold this mirror under your
Chick,
nose.
take over. Thank you, Leonard. There's no difference. Things we learned from
the Godwin School of Acting?
From Grainger. Delivering the products to keep your facility running is what Grainger does best. They've been doing it for 90 years. Visit Grainger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thank you very much. You don't have a fader over there?
No.
All righty.
It's coming in.
What did we learn today? Pat's got a new song called I'm Starting to Miss People I Don't Even Like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very funny, Pat.
Good stuff, Pat.
Christy,
Thanks,
we had a news story that deodorant sales are down.
Yep.
And Christy, you said that...
I forgot to put my deodorant on this morning.
Don't we know it?
Oh, you didn't know.
I lost the poll.
Whatever.
Yeah. I bet Ace was having anchovies. What was your bet?
That somebody was baking garlic chicken as well.
They don't smell like
She said it was her frittata.
Yeah, I said potato soup.
Okay. Donnie Baker's apparently working on some inventions holed up at his house in his garage, and apparently he's thinking of starting a pizza place called Pizza Ass, with a donkey as the mascot. And then there was the other one, Pizza Mind. I'm going to give you a Pizza Mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pie Holes. I thought and then that somehow evolved into Glory Holes.
Yeah, and the whole pizza.
And he realized, Donnie, there's no pizza there anymore.
Right.
So that he's going to talk about
that. Was Boner's fault, remember?
Yeah, okay. But he's already started making the T-shirts for the Glory Holes restaurant. Drew Hastings is how old's his baby?
Harrison is not a year, I don't think.
Not a year yet.
Yeah.
However, something happened during the week, and he's been grounded.
For the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't do
We
anything.
asked him how the baby was, and he said active.
Okay. Let's see. And We zoomed in with Steven Singer for the Ace Cosby joke of the day.
Good one.
Yeah, it was a good. He's got some nice stuff out there at IHateStevenSinger.com. For the record, the proper word is normality, not normalcy.
So you say.
These are not times of abnormalcy. Okay. And for some reason, there's a mystery. 8 a.m. every day, the studio drops about 10 degrees.
Yep.
It's weird.
Can't exactly
Got my
figure.
jacket on.
Maybe it's haunted. So who knows?
Yeah.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.